Giant copyright
Yeah,
being
well,
as it is.
yeah, because while the post office is here, yeah, maybe
you
I'll
get a mail.
it
Yeah,
myself.
yeah, it'll be a collector's item. You can
Yeah.
you
Or we could
you
just, pay to have an essential service like the postal service. We should just
Sure.
let's
Yeah.
privatize that, and then let's make everybody pay for it.
Yeah, it worked out so well with prisons.
Yeah, let's just privatize everything.
I think so.
I
mean, like,
that goes great.
Yeah, I think it's good. Let's deregulate. Let's privatize.
Except Star Wars. I think Star Wars has to be treated like a public service, and it's taken out of the hands of.
No, that's woke. That is socializing. Star Wars would be
socializing Star Wars.
What are you talking?
People would.
How are the billionaires going to colonize Mars?
You know what? I just
It's for
appreciate.
them.
I just
They're
appreciate
priorities, people.
you finally giving a platform to a middle-aged white man on the internet.
Yeah, Joylene, could you leave? Let's just make Chris.
Yeah, I gotta go. Like I know.
I don't need you to make me big.
Yeah, but
he says as his face fills the screen.
Yeah, no,
that's what I said. I don't need the help. That was natural. I am a special effect.
I have to leave because I was a DEI placement here,
and that's what made that plane crash.
It did. Like that's what did it.
Why did you make the plane crash?
My presence as a
woke mind
Latina woman is what did it.
Yeah,
clearly, like it just exploded.
I'm going to get you the PHC shirt that I saw, the Pale Hispanic Crew. Yeah,
because nobody knows if they look at me.
No, you can pass. Yeah.
There's a woman.
I can totally pass.
Yeah.
It's a matter of how much sun she gets.
Yeah, it's very fun. When I was younger, my natural skin tone was considerably darker. And it just got kind of lighter as I got older.
That's a defense mechanism because of society.
You get slower moving, so you have to try to pass.
Like my DNA knew. It's like, oh, girl, you better lighten up.
Something's coming.
Something's coming. And my maiden name was Fernandez, so very obvious Latina child.
Yeah, back in the day. You wised up. Your melanin wised up.
Yeah, my melanin got like a sense of there's some bad stuff coming.
I got a bad feeling about this. Star Wars.
Star Wars. Hey, that's part of public good.
Yeah, there's some bad stuff in the ether coming your way.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. I don't know.
Camo that shit.
It's interesting. The very stark difference in treatment I received.
I bet.
Yeah, it's like I know what I am.
Yeah.
Now people don't, which is a weird thing to experience on top of it. But oh boy, yeah.
Has anyone ever because Chris has told me that this is kind of happened to him a few times. Has anyone ever thought you were one of us, and so start talking to you about some racist ass shit? And it's like, well, actually,
I wish it was less frequent than it actually is because
fewer frequent. Go on.
It has happened.
Fewer frequent lessnesses.
Yeah, it has happened with disturbing regularity, and I'm like, so let me tell you something about myself. And their eyes get really, really, really big, and rapid tap dancing begins.
Backpedaling and hand
waving.
And
on the inside, it's friggin' hilarious. Because they're like, oh shit. But also they deserve to be uncomfortable.
You're goddamn right. Like I've tiptoed around like people doing racist shit. I did it for like a lot of time because I abhor conflict. I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable in any of that shit.
Wait, what?
But several, again, Chris, we're talking about my growth as a person. So now you'll see it's an arc. You should check out one of those Star Wars. They got that in there.
I don't understand.
I don't know what that is. So like this is a specific case that I'm thinking of where someone said that they saw me on the street, walking down the street, drinking a beer. And I was like, oh, well, that wasn't me because I don't walk around and drink. And it's like, no, it was you. I saw you. And I was like, okay, but I don't know what to tell you. And then this happened several times where he kept trying to convince me that he saw me this one time in Mount Pleasant walking down the street drinking a big old beer. And I was like,
he's got a picture in his head.
I fit the description. I was like, okay, well, I've been trying to be nice about this, but you just saw another black guy and now you think it's me. And he was like, well, that's not very nice. I said, no, I was being nice. This is me. This is the part where you feel bad now.
I obviously won't tell your story, but I did tell her the one where the end of it was to make y'all uncomfortable. I'm like,
That's
fair
fair.
enough.
That's
Yeah,
totally-
that's good reason.
that's totally fine.
Several people have mixed me up with Joey because we were entangled for quite a while, and I brought him
Well,
everywhere with me.
You were dating. I mean,
Introduced him to Rob. As far as he was concerned, yes, we were dating. He's told me multiple times that this is the most that's the most intimate, long relationship he's ever had with anybody, was when we were
But
friends.
you don't look like each other.
Hey, what? Joylene, shut up. We look exactly the same. So I have had to, and again, I would feel awkward about it up to a certain point.
and then you were
now I
No.
don't anymore. And now
No,
I'm
I
like,
agree.
no, that wasn't me. And I give them enough time to try to course correct. And then if they try to convince me, I'm like, no, that was another black guy. And they're like,
Yeah. That's
I'm like,
that is
"All
the right
bitch.
answer. You know,
You,
it's like
you made your bed, fucking lay in it."
yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I have had so much racist, horrible crap said to me because people think I'm whatever they are.
Right.
And it's
You're one of the in crowd, one of the in group.
I have seen that. I have seen.
it's a blessing and a curse
I have
because I find
seen-
out what
yeah.
people really
Right.
think,
Right.
I
What they
have
otherwise
seen-
wouldn't say to
but
you
I
if they knew.
don't
Yeah.
kind of
And-
want to know.
Indian
wanna-
woman think you were Indian.
I've been mistaken. You name it, I've been mistaken. But
Hmm.
it's weird. It's not just like I get mistaken for like white lady. I've been mistaken for like anything you can think of. I've been mistaken for it, and it's just like the mixture of features
Yeah.
that I think one
can see
people
it.
have no friggin' clue. Right? They don't know anything. They're just like black hair. You must be whatever I think black hair is.
You're Polish, right?
I am actually part Polish.
Ah,
So
well,
that's fine.
God damn it.
But
Take it back.
damn it. But I mean, like it's just funny and random to me, like the things that people will think I am, and it's usually whatever they are, unless like a Scandinavian. Clearly,
Right.
that is
Right.
not what I am.
Oh
Because
wow.
the height, right? That's the only reason.
Yeah, I'm not tall enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that picture.
I will share this with the group.
That is a much younger, darker hued me, like naturally. Like,
You're kind of yelling.
oh,
at
am
me.
I? I'm sorry, I can't hear. Yeah, so that picture is 20 plus
Yeah.
years
at least.
ago,
Uh,
and I'm naturally like a lot darker.
here's an old band picture. Jules, I just sent it to your phone.
No, email.
Oh, do I know your email? I kid.
I mean, if you want me to throw it up on the screen, if you just want me to. Vom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was also kind of late for me. Like when I was like much younger, I was considerably darker. But it's just kind of funny what like I started to look more and more like my mom's side of the family as I've gotten older, and they were like the palest humans on the planet.
Mm.
The woman would like burst into flame in sunlight.
Oh, and Rebecca, I'm sending you this so you can see my middle awkward years as well.
Excellent.
He
I
just wants to
want-
share.
I want to say this picture's from like 2006.
Email all of this to me, and I can screen share it.
I done did it.
He done
done
did
it.
Okay.
Done.
We done did it.
But I also sent it to Rebecca in the book face. Matt Messenger.
You shouldn't use that.
Yeah, you should.
Facebook?
Otherwise, how are you going to learn? What? That's where all the information is, right?
That's how you get your news.
Oh
And that's
man.
a feeling.
You know what I've enjoyed? Being able to slowly
skeleton
hide
crew?
my upper lip over the years. Just like, ugh.
Yeah, where is thing?
Especially good when I've had soup because
You have to get
Okay.
one of those special,
Here it
like,
is.
these
Yeah.
have.
oh yeah, here's the
Are you guys in a? You guys are in a shower?
You're in a shower.
we're in Christian shower.
Yeah. That is Christian shower.
Christian took that picture.
Huh.
That was our very first show as the Honest Mistakes.
Well, how about that? Cash
But
me outside.
as you can see, she's always looked great, and I've had many awkward years. Yeah.
Well, there it is, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
but
it
it-
is.
You're
it is
welcome.
interesting.
So, Rebecca, how's the weather down there in Florida? Not
In Florida, it is it's
Pause.
warm. It's a little bit balmy. Um, it was a little warmer than I was prepared for this morning or like or mid-afternoon, like in the sun. But
Florida's a
yeah,
fucking lot. Florida's a lot.
it's fine. I mean, it's more humid than I would prefer, but now it's actually like in the evening it's a little bit chilly. So, yeah, it's not 8 degrees, so I'm glad about that.
yeah, but it's been pretty
Okay.
temperate this week
It has
here.
been actually,
So,
yeah, at home.
yeah,
It's been pretty nice. So,
yeah.
yeah, so not too bad
It was
down
in the,
here
it was in the
16.
40s. Yeah, it was in the 40s
in
here for a
Florida.
minute. Now it's like 16 degrees.
Ah,
We live in the Arctic.
Yeah.
Turns out.
must be nice. Burp.
Burp, you say?
Wyatt burp.
I'll be your Huckleberry. What?
Yes, good job, Chris.
That's all I want. It's good.
Oh, just a freeze frame. Credits.
If you, that's it. Fuck you guys.
I don't think
Right,
yakety
wow.
sax would be my go-to for an end credits, but
Mhm. But only like after when they're burning Darth Vader on the pyre.
yeah.
Have you heard that used?
Or like
on,
the end of Euphoria, like an episode of Euphoria, just the saddest teen show. I'm never gonna see it, and I never want to. Apparently that guy's kind of a creep. Who knew? Sexualizing people who are supposed to be teens for 4 years.
Yeah,
Who knew?
yeah,
Gross.
no.
Sam something.
Have you Sam the Mam? No.
Yeah, Sam the Mam Levine. Yeah, Lil Wolverine.
Lil Wolverine.
Mhm.
We were Facebook friends for a while. He was very nice.
Sam Levine seems like a stand-up guy. Bit of a sore loser, which is hilarious.
That is very funny.
Yeah.
We're talking about is that
Doug
Doug Loves
loves movies.
Yeah. Doug hates all that other shit. But
Candy
Doug-
wrappers, some screaming babies,
And all
sticky
that shit,
seats.
yeah.
Wow, I haven't listened to that podcast in like 5 or 6 years.
You pulled
and
way more than I would have. Yeah, same.
Sticky seats and
Yeah, but who did the theme
his
song?
feet. Paul, not Paul and Storm. Hard and Firm.
Correct?
Yeah.
But not the group he was going to start with Weird Al. Weird Al said we're going to start a group called Yank Hard.
I'm glad he didn't.
Oh, agree to disagree.
I'm not a big fan of Chris Hardwick. I was. Then it's like his whole deal kind of became too grating for me.
It just the bubble popped when the stuff came out with him.
That
And it
didn't
wasn't-
help. I'd already grown stale on him. Like he is for sure the reason. So here's some backstory. Rebecca, please be
Right.
quiet just for a second. Oh my God.
But Joey, I have so much to say.
Touche.
And Rebecca for the win. There we
Rebecca,
go.
can you leave your camera on long enough just to take a
Yeah,
bow on that
yeah.
one?
I am defeated.
I'll work
Yes.
on it. I'll work on it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you turn it off and turn it back on again.
Never heard of it.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
No, that's not worth it.
Like I said, backstory.
So I started watching this machinimation web series called Red versus Blue. Machinima is where you go into a video game and you film it to like usually outside of the context of the game to create your own narrative. It's just like it was like an early filmmaking thing. So much so that they like put in Halo is the video game that they did it with. They started to put in features like filmmaking features
The
because
Beyonce video
of-
game, right?
Yep. I wrote a parody of the Halo song with the lyrics that referenced the video game.
You didn't really.
Yes, I did.
yeah.
Yeah. It's back when I would just write for fun instead
It's
of
definitely
homework.
not fun
Yeah,
anymore.
it's
I
not
can
fun.
tell.
No.
Yeah.
It's
Um,
enjoyable whatsoever.
Anyway, so the company that made that show had a podcast, and that was the first podcast I ever listened to regularly. It started in like 2007, I want to say. So like early days, and I got on like
You could
episode
listen
30.
to all of them then. you could 2007. You could listen to all.
Yeah,
of
you could fit
Oh,
all
yeah.
of the podcasts in per week. Yeah, and like it was a lot of them were like sporadic. They wouldn't even come out
Yeah,
weekly.
I think I listened to all 6 of the comedy podcasts at the time.
No, there's
What?
like 20,000.
It was Never Not Funny, Doug Loves
WTF,
Movies, WTF, Nerdist.
Death Ray.
Yeah, Comedy Death Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about Proops?
Smartest Man. Was
I don't
early.
know if had he started yet.
He
I
was
don't think
He was an early
he was pretty
podcaster.
early. The one I didn't know was Dork Forest.
What about
which
Walk in the
was
Room?
around back then. Ooh,
Yeah, Dave Anthony.
Yeah. Hobo
Birthed-
Tang.
that birthed the dollop.
Yeah, and a bunch of unfortunately unsuccessful Greg Barron podcasts that I enjoyed.
Yeah,
He
I like
had
Greg
one,
Bear, but then he wrote movies and like, so now he's fine.
he didn't. He wrote the first draft of that movie. He had nothing to do with the rest of the movie. I've heard him talk about it.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I hope. Well, I
They
hope he
shot
got
it in
paid.
Baltimore.
Did we end up in an elevator with him?
No, we ended up in a hotel lobby in Philadelphia, and he and I looked at each other from across the lobby, like, "Do I know you? Do I know you?" And then we just went back to what we were doing. We never said anything. We just
I'm sure we weren't in that hotel lobby with him, like for like a floor or two.
No, we were in the lobby. We weren't in the elevator because I what might have figured out who he was by the time we were in there. We just looked at each other, you know.
Cute.
Yeah,
They had a
we
moment.
had our meet cute.
They had their moment.
It is weird though because they
Eyes
shot
rocks.
that movie in Baltimore. So they went and they tried to make a cosmopolitan area in Baltimore, which is really weird because it'd be like, especially then.
Yeah,
it's
now it does.
Yeah, but like
Because
but
they
then-
bulldozed over all the poor people.
I mean, there was like Bolton
Mhm.
Hill, but that's like houses. It's not like
Right.
So would it
city
be
nice.
like what the Belvedere and what?
There wasn't
Like
much.
back then, I'm trying to think like what would
The-
be
A
like.
It was a,
harbor?
let's just say
No.
no. It was a lot of interiors.
Yeah.
You know, they like they
like-
found yeah.
Back then you had like what the Owl Bar and
Yeah.
like a couple of things in like that.
but they were trying to make it
area.
look they weren't trying to make it look gentrified. They were trying to make it look like New York.
Yeah.
You know, like there were, you know, where there'd be like expensive stuff.
And I guess DC was too expensive to shoot in or something.
Oh, I'm sure.
But Baltimore at that point was like building rubble. You know, it
With
was
all
like
interiors.
nothing connected.
Yeah.
So like I said, the Owl Bar.
Yeah. 13th floor.
That was
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
T-Volve.
Not then.
That's pre.
This is before that.
Yeah, before-
Pre-Volve?
Pre-Volve.
Nice.
Before they put that entire area.
I remember one of the owners at T-Volve liking us and making a point to tell Rob. It's like
Oh,
them.
very nice.
No, I like them.
Yep.
It's like thank you. It
So
doesn't
anyway,
happen.
this podcast was called The Drunk Tank. Then it changed to the Rooster Teeth podcast. And one of the guys on it, his name's Jack. He was really into consuming content. He wouldn't have called it that in
I hate that
2008. He
word.
wouldn't have called it that in 2008, but that is essentially what he would call it now. Especially given that they were bought out by like Warner Media and shit and like super corporatized. And then they went
Yeah,
under.
that's really weird.
Anyway, so Jack was like, yeah, and there's this podcast called The Nerdist, and it's hosted by this guy, Chris Hardwick. He used to host Singled Out. I was like, and he was like, oh yeah, and they have comedy people on. And I wasn't like, the Drunk Take was the only podcast I was listening to. And so I was like, okay, I'll see what this whole podcast thing is. And I fell in love instantly. It was probably like I started at episode 1, and I think that was Tom Lennon. And then he went like through Hubel and Paul Scheer and Tompkins. Then he had Scott Aukerman on. And then Scott Aukerman talked about Comedy Bang Bang.
And then they
Or
canceled
Comedy
the
Death
podcast.
Ray.
Then they
Huh?
canceled the podcast because nobody wanted to listen after Hot Saucerman was on.
So then I jumped over to Bang Bang or Death Ray at the time, and then that completely expanded, you know, my horizons. But like for sure, the Nerdist was like formative because he had Pardo on, and Pardo talked about Never Not Funny, and then I went over
Actually,
to Never Not Funny.
Nerdist was one of the times where it worked, where they had Jonathan Colton on there, who I had never heard of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought he was great, and we listened to it. I think I replayed the podcast for you. Like,
You
this is
did.
great. And then I went and bought some of his music.
Did he do songs? I don't think they
Yeah.
play songs. Okay.
Yeah,
Because they didn't always.
No,
But
no.
like when there's a musical guest on Bang Bang,
Yeah.
since it used to be a radio show, they make it a point to have the musical segments in
Yeah.
there. They
I
have some
will say-
really good fucking bands on
What
Comedy
was-
Bang Bang, by the way.
What was funny on Nerdist, nothing because it wasn't a comedy, but no. What was funny
Jonah Ray was what was funny
yes,
on Nerdist.
when they'd have, I was going to say specifically when they had a
Or-
musician on there, and Hardwick was smart enough to be quiet.
Yeah, because
Jonah Ray-
Myra plays guitar.
Yeah,
He's
and
a left-handed
Jonah Ray
guitarist, and
really
Jonah Ray
knows-
fucking
yeah.
loves music.
Well, Jonah Ray is a musician, and he
He's
was
drummer,
like a drummer.
right?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
a drummer in punk bands, and he did that weird cover EP of Weird Al songs, but he rewrote them. It's very
They call
strange.
it Strange Fred.
No, but something like that.
Oh,
Oh,
interesting.
Rowan is having
Alfie.
technical difficulties.
Oh.
Oh, maybe it went viral. Whatever you have,
Look at the
Rebecca.
camera.
What
That's
did you
right.
do, Rebecca? What did you bring
done?
back from Florida?
is she?
Right.
Oh, you remember when CJ used to do? It's just.
It's Batman.
Speaking of podcast people, Pete Holmes' Batman is probably the best
Yeah.
impression of the Bale era Batman.
He does some good impressions.
Breathing through the mouth.
He also does.
through my nose.
Have you heard? Bill Burr?
And I'm just swinging up.
Have you heard his Bill Burr?
Probably. He probably did it to Bill Burr. And
Yeah.
Bill Burr is probably like, that's not that funny.
You just. No. Yeah, you're right. Burr will just sell you out. He'll just.
Burr's great. See him dunk on Bill Maher. Bill Maher has this podcast where he invites young women on and is weird at them, or comedians who think you can't say anything anymore. And I think he thought Bill Burr was one of those.
Oh, that was a
Yeah.
mistake.
And he brought Bill Burr on, and he started talking about like this woke bullshit, and you can't say anything anymore. And Bill Burr was just like, "Nah, what? I say whatever the fuck I want. Nah, you're wrong.
I say whatever I want.
Shut up."
I was about to do the spoonerism of the name of his because it's club random, and the spoonerism is Rub Clandom, which is so great.
Yeah, and like what a fucking shitty name for a show hosted by a 70-year-old white man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he
It's
sounds
like-
so confused.
He
Have you ever
is
listened to
confused, and it's not just because of the pot that he's smoking, or that what's happened to this country? Oh, everybody's so woke.
It's so tiresome.
It really is exhausting, and it's the one note. They just play the
And
one fucking note.
When they did,
Think of something
especially
interesting.
when that
For real.
guy, when the person involved did something that I liked at one point, I get around to it, but it's a little harder to accept what they are now because he wrote a fictionalized account of being a young comedian called True Story, and it's a genuinely good book. Read it twice. It's really, really good. But now he's this guy. It's like, shit. Like, you wrote a really good book. It's
Yeah.
a shame you turned out to be you.
Well,
You know.
I guess
I-
it's
this
time
is
for that famous segment.
This
What's that?
is the conversation.
It's a shame about the other stuff.
This is the conversation Chris and I had last night. It's like
Which
I
one?
just want people to stop talking.
Oh, I would love
I
to stop
just
talking.
want to stop hearing their opinions about stuff I don't want to know. Just keep it to yourself. Like
So
if you're a hateful piece of shit, keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
I don't want to know. Stop.
Social media has
talking.
ruined everyone's brains.
It's social media thing. Like I
Yeah.
don't just stop. Yeah,
And
people are like, I need to tell you my truth. I'm like, no,
They
there's
don't.
something
Really
you should really
don't.
keep to yourself.
Keep it to yourself.
Just don't.
What
Like
I saw an example of a friend/friendly acquaintance arguing with his father about Trump, and guess which side the father is on?
Jesus.
You've seen the paintings, but that was like I don't know that I had seen. And speaking of people
Hey.
whose opinions, hey Rowan,
There he is.
I brought.
Hello.
Hey Rowan, you get to hear the good news and the better news. The good news is I can't stay on that long because my eye is giving me trouble. The better news
Oh, crap.
is The better news is I brought a ringer to take
Oh,
my
nice.
spot. Yeah. Yeah. So when I fuck off, then you guys can actually have good conversation.
Yeah, we're still
Wait a minute.
getting warmed up. First
When-
30 minutes is warm up.
When I leave, this will be the only thing on the entire internet without a white dude talking on it. So congratulations in advance.
Fuck. That means we've gone full woke.
I know.
I'll invite Scooty. He identifies as white.
You can,
I won't invite Scooty. No one invites Scooty anywhere.
He invites
He's
He's
himself.
simply Yes, he is. He's a reverse vampire. If you invite him, he's less
The
likely to
reverse
come.
vampires.
Yeah.
That's
That's a great band name. Reverse
That's a
vampire.
Simpsons reference.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry.
Oopsie.
He's never really watched it, so
I wasn't allowed, and now
I
it's
think
too
you
late
are
because
now,
there's
though.
too much.
you're not allowed. Yeah, there's too much stuff.
Like 8
too much.
billion
30
seasons.
years?
Yeah, there's 35 of them. No thanks.
Actually, if you watch like seasons like 5 to 8, you might be good.
That's what I've heard. I want to get just like a list, like an AV Club list or something.
I
or
will say
a BuzzFeed listicle of just like the best episodes because
We had a
since it's
run-
so serialized, it just
we had a run
or not
a
serialized.
couple of years ago where we started watching some newer ones because kids wanted to, and like, yeah, this is okay, and then one of the seasons was fucking hilarious. Like they
Mm.
It was
must have
one.
gotten somebody
They
in.
got a new writer.
It had one of my favorite television jokes of all time. Jules, it's up there with, and I think I kind of liked it.
Yeah,
Like it was.
Well, it was funny because that season was just wrong. Everything
Yeah.
about the season was wrong, which means it's hilarious.
They had
Mm.
it had
Yes.
one where Bart went to hell and they tried to get him out, but he decided he liked it there. And at one point he's in class and the teacher, who is a demon, but a woman demon. I'm sorry.
You could have just stopped at Demon.
Yeah, I know. But don't touch me.
hey, white dude, don't you have to leave? You gotta go, right?
Wait, I will not be silent. I don't care. No,
Stop
the
silencing men.
and Jesus, Rowan, if you could just keep
Uh.
it down. We're just trying to make our voices heard here.
Remind me when he's done with the story. I have a story about the stop silencing men thing, but
Oh, my
yeah.
God. Okay.
Yeah.
The long and the short of the bit is there's a woman at the front, the teacher, and she says something horrible, and he goes, "It's the first time I've ever had a crush on a teacher before." And she goes up to him and goes, "Down here we can make that happen." And I fucking
wow.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, man.
yeah,
we were both laughing so hard we had to stop the show. Oh,
It was
That's
that far
good.
wrong.
like
Yeah.
mwah.
Oh, yeah,
Just,
that's a good one.
mwah. It just
Wow.
I hope
Yeah.
now that's one where somebody deserved the parade.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the
That was a
fact
good
that they
one.
didn't carry that person out like on their shoulders. Like
Well, apparently-
"Everybody go home. It's not getting better than this.
And I heard about this season, and apparently they did carry them out.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then, they just kicked them out. It just didn't work.
It
there
wasn't
anymore.
funny again
Or
after
they
that.
weren't a head writer or something like that. So then the next season just went
Yeah.
back to where
It
it
was
was.
Yeah.
there was some good, but that one
That's called jealousy. They're like, damn it!
Probably.
I'm ruining all the
You're
funny
making us
episodes.
look bad. It's like in
Yeah.
Hot Fuzz where they ship Simon Pegg off to the country
uh,
because he's making
Spoiler.
everybody look bad. And then Bill
But-
Nye, he shows up.
is that where he found the zombies?
Rowan, you were about to
That
say
was-
something?
that was a different Cornetto.
We
I
Huey.
was gonna say you should just like if you're going to like jump in, I would say just like pick a random treehouse of horror.
That's a good one.
That's always a good place to start.
Okay.
The chorus line one freaked me the fuck out, where they like got their skin peeled off, and then they're like and then they started doing one, and then they started doing the song One from chorus line, but with lyrics about them dancing with no skin on,
Nice.
and then
That's
the dog comes in
dark.
and starts dragging Bart off
Yeah,
because he wants to eat him.
they,
Like it's
Treehouse of
Damn.
Horror is a good
yeah,
recommendation.
Alright.
yeah, those are
Oh,
great.
you know, maybe you should watch the one where Lisa becomes president right after the Trump presidency, and this is
Hmm.
like a whole like 10 to 20 years before.
There's
Right.
there's
They totally
another
they,
list
because he
of-
had been running for president forever, but
But
there was one where he became president. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
they predicted a ton of
There's
things.
a whole
It's
another
really
listicle
weird.
just about that. About
Well,
all
there's
this
the typewriter monkeys. You know what I mean? And then that's a Simpsons joke. So that's
Yeah, like that.
the monorail one is like the one that everybody.
Oh yeah,
That's
it's
real
like-
good.
That's
Everybody
like the
knows.
blink of
Yeah.
of
It is.
Simpsons episodes.
It is.
That's
Even
a
though I
Dr. Phil
do think
reference,
I
Rebecca.
do think Heaven Sent is a better episode.
Is that the one with Missy?
No, it's the prison one.
Oh,
Yeah, that
yeah,
we've talked about that. You think
we're
it's
into that season, I believe.
Yeah, I know. Where
Is
he
that
shows
the
up on the
one-
tank.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I
and playing
liked it better
guitar with
this time.
the Sonic sunglasses.
I liked it better this time.
Mhm.
And you know what
I love it.
didn't know? You know where in the theme he has the guitar, and then in the theme it goes into the
Yeah.
and it's an electric guitar instead. That's Capaldi actually playing it.
Yeah,
And he's
Oh,
arguing
wow.
with me.
No, I mean in the theme. He's
I know.
playing it. Yeah.
So do you
Yeah.
know what's hilarious? So
What?
we're watching this like for the second time, and I'm like, that's him actually playing guitar. And you're like, no, he was a drummer.
You didn't say that.
Yes, I did. And
Did
you're like,
you?
yes. And you're like, no, he was a drummer in that band. And I'm like, no, I think he's actually playing guitar.
I didn't know he actually played guitar because it doesn't look like he's playing guitar in the show. Like he doesn't look like he knows what he's doing.
Mm.
It's him playing
it's
guitar.
because they probably like are using footage that looked
Right.
better, but there's not anybody on site. Like
Yeah.
there's this cartoon show called, I know, classic me again with the cartoons, called
Goodness.
Metalocalypse.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen that show.
It's
I haven't
really
seen it.
it's
Is it good?
quite good. It's very
Oh,
good.
it's
It's
amazing.
like
Yeah,
that
it's
and
good.
yeah, it's not as good as Venture Brothers, I think, but like the world building is really good. And like the guy who made the show, Brendan Small, who also made Home Movies, which is also very good.
It's a great show.
He yeah, that's where H. John Benjamin, that's where I know him from. Oh my god. Look, I'm Coach McGurk.
I know from Dr. Katz. I have to get something else to drink.
Okay.
Don't look at my ass.
Fine.
Well, these Bob's Burgers too, right?
Bob Burger Bob. Bob Burgers. He's also Archer, and he's also he's in a bunch of shit. I mean, he's got that voice.
He was in Frisky Dingo too, right?
Yes. Because that's the guy who made Archer. And so I think he popped up in there. And well, the guy I was talking to about this was, and okay, Joylene, you're the real guest
I'm
anyway.
here. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Here for it.
he's like a metal guitarist and like a guitar nerd. So he made sure that what was happening on the show lined up with what you were hearing them do on the instruments. And like you look
That's
at their
very
fretting
Cool
and their
and rare.
it's yeah. I mean, and it's like all flash animation. So like it's like that's got to be fucking hard as shit to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like it was and the music was good too.
Oh my god, I didn't realize that they didn't flash.
Yeah,
Oh
but
my
I think that's
God.
how they started. Was like all
Yeah,
of
yeah.
those, shows were like just kind of stiff. Like Aqua Teen Hunger Force
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was probably like a really advanced version, or maybe it was like whatever digital creation software that's like was modern in the late
Yeah, yeah.
2010s, but they just like rotoscoped it to look like a
I'm
flash
always
thing.
very impressed when somebody actually like has that kind of attention to detail,
Mhm.
where they're like, yeah, it should look like you're actually playing the instrument. Like,
Right.
yeah, I know it's animation, but it should actually look like you're playing the thing that you're listening to.
What did I miss?
Because usually it's just like,
Yeah.
it's seeing on a screen.
What did I miss besides Rebecca going on nonstop? What did I
It was
miss?
a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jules had to mute her at one point. It got ugly.
It's
I
the
should-
Florida stuff. Rowan, she's in Florida right now for a
What?
conference or
Oh.
something. She's a travel. She's caught the travel bug. Ooh,
Ow,
bit me.
ow, quit it. Ow,
It's
Have
very
fun.
buggy.
quit it.
yeah, I
Oh,
bet.
yeah. Palmetto
Mosquitoes.
bugs? Insane.
Skeeters.
Ew.
No, the palmetto bugs. They're like ginormous roaches that fly.
Ew.
What's happening? What are you doing?
That's in Florida.
Yeah.
Give me
Yeah.
nightmares.
Now I have to
Well,
look
I
that
hope
up.
I don't see any of those.
Starship
seen it.
Troopers.
You would know.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Starship
I
Trooper,
don't know.
go sailing on by. You weren't singing the Yes song. No.
No, I was singing the oh good, they're just giant roaches. That's
Yeah,
great.
they're-
I'm not
yeah,
gonna put that up on the
Yeah, they're
screen.
nasty. It's just gonna be like
I'm not
you
gonna
can
do
like
that.
wake up screaming because you think it's on you in the middle of the night.
Nah, no thanks.
Is that
That's like,
over-
hey, kids at home, look up camel spiders.
Thank you.
Don't you
Oh,
dare!
yeah,
Those
those
things
are
like claw
gross.
your toes off. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh!
They're insane. They're huge. They don't really like fuck with humans, but like You know why they're called camel spiders?
They could.
I'm pretty sure they're called camel spiders.
Camel crickets.
No.
Or spider
Camel
crickets.
No.
No, these are different.
Camel spiders are found in the desert. Now they're just gone.
Oh. All right, I gotta look this up.
Yeah. Camel spiders.
Spider.
Yeah, they're big.
Oh my god, that is.
They're big.
That is.
They're like crabs.
Yeah, they're disgusting.
They're huge, and they live in the desert.
Holy crap!
And I'm
that
pretty
is
sure they
huge.
can kill camels. They kill camels
Yeah.
and lay their eggs in them. Is what I think happens.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, here we are.
So I had an acquaintance, actually a guy who used to work for me. He was a Marine and he was stationed in Iraq for a little bit. And he had some interesting stories about those damn things. And like apparently, you had to make sure you had like your sleeping bag
God.
like tight
Oh God.
all around you because like the venom would numb you, and they would
Ugh.
take toes and things.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like this is from this friend acquaintance of mine who encountered the darn things.
That's horrifying.
It is
Havana
horrifying.
syndrome. Like that's some made up shit. You don't have to make up shit. These people are actually in danger from Starship Trooper shit going
Yeah,
on.
Like
No, so wait.
Fucking Star Wars ass.
It is not
on
cool.
us.
It's like I'm like it does what?
Question in the back.
Yeah, you in the back.
So Starship Troopers, Paul Verhoeven.
That's the movie. Yes,
Mhm.
I have not read the book, but the
I
movie,
did.
The
It's
movie
not-
is the same team as RoboCop, so it's got similar political leanings
Yeah.
and a similar fan base that completely does not understand
Doesn't
what
get
the movie's about.
Did I understand?
People watch RoboCop and they're like, "Ooh, cop cool! He shot that guy in the dick. That's great."
Remember that? Although I will say
It's a
you can
critique
get
of the
mug that
police
says-
state and corporatization of the government.
Yes,
Oh, they're gonna
and-
privatize that too, didn't you know?
Yeah, that's
Because
what
it's like
RoboCop.
Well,
is.
it's like
Yeah.
it's like
And
300.
you can get a coffee mug that says, "Remember the time the RoboCop shot that guy in the dick."
Yes,
Like you can-
Red Foreman, right from that '70s
It's
show.
totally red.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who's also Leslie Claret in Patriot. If you haven't seen Patriot, folks, watch that. It's 2 seasons.
Oh.
It's very good.
But the
Is that all
Starship
there is? The
Troopers
2
thing,
seasons?
Just the
There'll
2
never be any more?
seasons. Yeah,
All you get. You don't get a third.
that's all you get.
Uh,
There is
I
actually
have those things.
there is a podcast narrated by Kurtwood Smith where he reads the book that in the show he wrote.
That's amazing.
And it's written by the guy who wrote the show, who's a fucking great writer. And yeah, I think the most recent episode just came out on Christmas or something like that.
so Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers. Yeah, Paul Verhoeven and
Robert Heinlein
Robert
was-
Heinlein's the author. of
was
the
the
book.
original book.
No, yeah, no,
Yeah.
the fucking screenwriter.
Oh, okay. Is it the guy who wrote Showgirls?
I think so.
Okay.
It's the same guy who wrote RoboCop,
Esther
Starship
Haas?
Troopers.
Esterhazy.
Is it Joe Esterhaas?
I always pronounce
No,
it
it's Ed somebody. Hold on.
Okay.
because that's who did.
Because
Showgirls.
Verhoeven directed Showgirls.
Rope Pope Cop.
RoboDoc.
It's a very different thing.
Robo
Pope
One
Pope
Oreo.
Cop.
Robo
Soap
One
on a rope
Oreo.
cop.
Soap on a rope
Yeah.
cop.
It's on a rope cop. Very different.
That's just a prison guard, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Ed Newmeyer. That's right.
Oh yeah, Ed.
Yeah.
So anyway, Robert Heinlein. That was the geekiest my reading ever got. Was I spent a good deal of high school reading Robert Heinlein books.
Good choice.
Really, a lot of Robert Heinlein books. Like back to the books that he disowned later and said he wrote for money early on.
Oh.
He's like, yeah, I just wrote this for money. I
Get
read it.
paid
It was
by
like,
the word, like
no, they were
Dickens.
still good. He was
Uh,
a good writer. I don't know how his shit would hold up now, but I liked it. 35 years ago.
Yeah, I really
Fuck,
like
I'm old.
Considered a
35
classic.
years. Heinlein,
Stranger in a Strange Land.
Time Enough for Love.
Stranger in a Strange Land is the title Let You Go by Heinlein. I would think. Is that? I think that's the most famous one.
I don't know if it is
Probably, yeah.
anymore.
It's
Starship
it's
Troopers might be
first.
more so.
It's the first one mentioned on his
Yeah.
Wikipedia
Yeah.
page.
It was really big. I don't
was
know if it
huge.
is anymore.
Yeah, I
Although-
got through the first half.
Oh, you
Do
didn't
you
like
like
it?
it?
Wait,
It
what
wasn't that
version did you?
I think I just fell off of it is all. So
Needed to
I
redo
never
it
went
again?
back.
It's fair. I really like Stranger in a Strange Land. So I would think I'm like, Rowan, really? You disappoint me. Like we have similar
It's-
tastes and stuff.
It's not
Hurt.
that I disliked it. I think it was just a matter of like I got distracted or something and didn't
It's
get back
also a
to it.
lot. I will say, if you have, they put out a version later because the original version that was released was edited, and they went back and did the cardinal sin of listening to the author and taking and changing
Don't do
all of
that.
the edits back to what he said earlier. And
Oh,
it
yeah.
turns out there's a reason some writers have fucking editors.
Yeah, David
Yes.
Mamet.
King.
Hear me, David Mamet?
Ever try to read like
He
the
doesn't.
unabridged version of The Stand? Oh my god.
Hey, everything that
I-
he wrote that didn't have his name on it, the Bachman books are great.
Just-
The other shit that he
Who-
wrote,
who are we talking about?
Eyes of the Dragon, Stephen King.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, not under
Yes.
his name. He wrote Eyes of the Dragon specifically so his daughter could read something that he wrote.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan.
Hey, Bachman books, that's where The Running Man came from.
He is someone who desperately needs an editor. I'm just saying.
I love that he was so gacked out on cocaine at one point that he can't remember writing, I think it's Christine,
Yeah.
and another one he can't remember having
Yeah, another one that was a hit.
And that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just reading about him directing
Carrie?
Maximum Overdrive and having a run-in with
A
David
run-in
Lynch.
man.
And he was like, at that time, he was just like so whacked out on coke that he couldn't, and he looks back, he's like, oh, why did I do that?
So is
Because you were hooked on cocaine.
Richard Bachman like
He's a pseudonym.
the Chris Gaines to
Basically, yeah.
like Stephen King's Garth Brooks? Like did
Yeah,
he
exactly
did
what it
he
is.
like
There was a whole
did
thing.
he dress differently? Do you think he dressed differently when he
No,
wrote the
he
books?
but he had like a separate bio, that like Richard Bachman was an actual person, and he put these books out under those names. Although at least one of the books he wrote when he was young. There's The
And
Running
he like
Man.
sat on it and then just put it out.
Yeah, there's another one he wrote about here's timely. It's of a 14-year-old freshman who goes into a classroom, shoots the teacher, and then it goes from there. And
So unrelatable.
yeah,
No,
Well,
that would never happen.
I was a terrified high school freshman when I read it. I'm not saying I wanted to shoot anybody in the face, but I'm like,
Beltway sniper. Bum ba-dum bum 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 bum. That was my high school experience.
We just had race riots in my high school.
Yeah, that's cool.
Little things.
The Running Man is
Lockdown.
being the Running Man movie is coming out this year. There's a new one, and it is an Edgar Wright movie
oh,
starring
interesting.
Glenn Powell.
I
That
don't know
guy?
Glenn Powell.
it's an actor.
Glenn Powell is the guy from Top Gun, new Top Gun, Top Gun
Yeah.
loser, Top
never heard of
Gun.
him.
I'm gonna try to kill myself again. I'm Tom Cruise.
Gotta
He's
keep
also
trying.
in Anyone But You. He's in a bunch of shit.
Oh.
People like him now.
Twisters? Was he Twisters?
He's Twisters as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He is a very
in lot.
bland-looking, good-looking guy.
He's
Yeah,
a
he's a Giga
pretty
Chad.
white dude.
who's
Yeah,
having
he's very handsome, but he's like
He's
so.
such a Chad. Oh
But
my
he's
god!
so affable. He's playing a guy called Chad Powers in
Oh,
the
God.
show. It's like a satire high school
Yeah.
comedy thing.
So is he okay? I didn't watch the new Top Gun. Does he play the estranged son of?
No, that is Mr. Shit's fantastic. Whiplash. What's his fucking
Okay,
name?
yeah, that guy. Okay.
Just kidding, Simmons.
No, fuck you.
Is it
the
J.K.
boy.
Simmons?
He's a boy. He looks like a boy. He's
Miles
got
Teller.
boy- Miles Teller or Odometer.
Timothy Chalamet?
Because it's a Miles Teller. It tells you what the miles are. That's not my joke. But it is good.
Timothy Chalamet?
Chicka pie, chicka pay. No? Nobody? I haven't seen the movie. Nobody's. It's only Roland here with me for this.
Oh my goodness.
Timothy, chicka pay, chicka pie.
Is that Dune?
Jodie
Is that from
Foster. No, but I think it came out around the same time.
Is that
Maybe
Nell?
not earlier. Yeah, Nell. Yes, it was Nell. Yeah,
Yeah, I watched it. I think I like blocked it from my memory. I'm like,
good.
no, not that horror. Ugh, no,
Rebecca, have you seen Nell?
don't.
No, I have not.
Early Liam Neeson trying to do an American accent.
Oh,
Hello, I am America.
Oh, that is not the early one.
no, there's worse.
Dark
No,
Man.
that's pretty early
But
for him.
He's in Dark
that's
Man?
like take
He is
yeah,
Dark
he
Man.
Is Dark Man.
He is Dark Man?
there
Yeah.
It's one
are
of his
some
particular
early
set of
mistakes.
skills.
I missed that. Rebecca, please repeat for the old people in the back. What?
I said it's one of his particular set of skills.
Ah!
being Darkman.
That is not. It turned out
It was not
an American.
No, yeah. No, being Dark Man was one of his particular set of skills either.
One of his greatest roles was in the Lego Movie as good cop and bad cop.
Oh yeah, that's really funny.
He's great.
He's great.
Hey,
He's
guy.
great in that one episode of Atlanta that he's in, where they're in Europe, and it's like after I don't even want to say it, just in
Don't
hopes
spoil
that
it.
like you'll come across it. It's in season 3. It's
I'll watch it.
don't-
I'm gonna watch it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just there's a surprise Liam Neeson episode when Paperboy goes to an exclusive club. That's all I'll say.
Well,
Mm.
nothing
Love
could
first two
nothing
seasons.
could beat Liam Neeson's like
Liam
breakout
Neeson's?
role. Yeah,
Yeah?
Liam Neeson's. Could not. He was in Krull.
He was in Krull. That's
Yeah.
right. I was thinking of.
Don't say it a
him-
third time. Rob will be summoned.
I was thinking, wasn't he like the farting ghost in that horrible? I think it was a Steve Guttenberg movie with like Daryl.
3 Men and a
Hannah.
Baby.
No,
oh
like
my god!
what is that horrible movie? And it just
Farting ghost.
yeah, like his like ghost wife was complaining that he like would pass away. Like they were just like. Yeah, that was his big breakout role. I can't remember the name of the horrible movie. Remember when Steve Gutenberg was like a movie star for like 10 minutes?
No,
It was
he
one
was
of
in a
those.
star for a while.
And then he was in Party Down.
Wait, he was in what now?
Party Down.
He was. That was a great episode.
Great episode. It was a great episode.
Great
Mm.
episode.
What's Party Down?
God. Oh shit.
It's a fun show on
Oh.
Stars. So
It's worth your time to seek out the first 2 seasons. It's like 10 episode seasons. Hilarious.
the last one is good too.
I liked it very much. I'm just saying, like, those are the ones. No, actually, yeah, that 3rd season's really good too. But they did it.
Excalibur. Is there a farting ghost in Excalibur
No,
where
it's
he
not
plays
Excalibur.
Gawain, the Green Knight?
No.
Oh, Gawain.
Now I gotta go find it. I gotta find what this stupid
Oh,
movie.
was he?
It's
That's right.
gonna
Was he?
bother me.
Patrick Stewart was in Excalibur.
I'm trying to random.
Patrick
Have
Stewart.
you ever seen pictures of young, hot Patrick Stewart?
Oh,
Like,
What, like last week?
Yeah.
young, hot, like, but like with like killer legs, not just like great looking and in great shape. He's like in a loincloth or something, and he's cut, but he's also got like big ass, like what are these
Zardoz.
muscles up here? This area, this
Or the Adam's belt.
Rebecca?
yeah,
What are you pointing to?
my leg.
Your leg.
House Spirits. That's the horrible
Ow,
movie.
god damn it, woman!
I had to know.
You
Please, sorry.
quit shouting in my ear.
Sorry.
Keep shouting
know.
in his ear. Keep shouting in his ear.
I already said I'm gonna leave. Fucking fuck.
Yeah, it's gonna bother me. I remember.
But you
the
haven't
dark
left
movie.
yet, so we're just trying to expedite the process.
God damn
I
it,
love that
Rebecca,
you're holding your
please.
vape like a cigar, Jules.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
George Burns.
Yeah, see?
Ah, Peter O'Toole. I hardly know O'Toole.
My favorite
O'Toole.
year.
Love Peter O'Toole.
I rewatched it recently. Fucking funny.
I think I've only seen Peter O'Toole in like 2 movies.
What 2 movies?
Troy and Stardust.
Oh, you're missing out. There are a lot.
Like, there's a lot of
Oh,
really
where's-
great
I forgot
movies.
about Stardust.
Did a
When he's
Stardust
like-
is so fun.
It is Stardust.
Here's a good
I
one.
know it's a fucking shame, isn't it?
It's a Charlie Cox. It's a Matthew Vaughn movie starring Charlie Cox and shit. It's right here. What's her name? Claire Danes.
In it, and like it's all these people are in it.
It's not Stardust Memories, is it?
No. Like,
Not
this
the Woody
is-
Allen movie?
No.
No, It's got Ian McKellen in it. Henry Cavill's in it.
Hell of a cast.
Wait,
Mark
what?
Strong is in it.
Henry Cavill from the forthcoming Highlander remake?
Oh, is he that?
Yes.
I'm actually excited for that.
Yes.
Okay.
Because
There should have been
but
only
he won't
one.
sound like- you think he'll try to go, there can be only
Rowan.
one.
Just
Should have been only one.
Rowan, come on.
You made that joke before, but you were right.
Mario Van Peebles.
He should have been the Highlander?
Should have been the Highlander?
He was in one of the sequels.
He wasn't one of the sequels.
Was he?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you've
Yes.
seen all of them.
I have seen all of them
And the TV
multiple
show.
times. And
I mean,
so-
and I love Mario Van Peebles, but that was a fucking bad movie.
They're all bad
Hey,
movies.
I love Richard Pryor. Superman 3 is a hot pile of poop.
Let's just stop the 2 and just I just rewatched those.
Have you rewatched 4?
What, the Dick Donner Superman movies?
Yes,
Huh.
because I needed hope. I was feeling really melancholy after like the inauguration. I'm like, I need something to make me feel better about just everything. I'm like,
What
I
what
need
could
that
have possibly made you feel bad at the inauguration?
Really fucking hates Carrie
Was-
Underwood.
It was just
Dude.
it was just a gesture he made because he was excited and he's autistic.
don't get me started.
It
Oh my
wasn't
God.
Nazi stuff
Yeah,
because it's not like the website he bought turned into a Nazi haven and he retweets Nazi shit.
Because
It's not like that. He's autistic and
say
was
anything
excited.
yeah,
I
God.
mean, dude.
that very specific gesture gets mistaken for love all the time.
And
I mean,
everybody
like,
does it to make sure the whole room can see it. So like twice
He
in
is
succession.
he's from a well-to-do South African family.
Yeah, he's from
That's
no,
right.
he's from
Dude.
apartheid South Africa and
Who-
owned
who
an
the
emerald
fuck-
mine.
What's
Who the
his
fuck is
mother's
like surprised?
name
I mean,
Blood
really.
Diamond? What's his
Yes,
name?
yes. His mom's maiden
Hero.
name, yes, was Blood.
There's surprises.
Yeah,
I-
it's just like it's
That's-
exactly like you just said. It's none of it has been surprising. All of it has been horrifying.
Not one thing. Not
Yeah.
one thing. Like it's like when I see folks being like, I didn't see this coming. I'm like, how did you not see
How?
this coming?
Yeah, people
We've
are
done
super
this already.
late.
We've done it, and so now that he has like a bigger mandate than before, oh, is he gonna pare it back? What the fuck do you think is
Guys,
gonna happen?
Guys, I think
He's a
I
kinder,
think we've been doing no.
gentler lunatic.
He's just one day
Yeah.
he's gonna come out. You know
Yeah.
what? It turns out I was wrong about all that shit, and we're gonna fix it, guys. I'm sorry, people who voted for me, you're just wrong. Can you imagine
Yeah.
if he had
This is
had
a
This
long
was
con.
all
No.
the long con.
no,
Yeah.
long
not
con.
even a long con. What if he had like goodness
Come to
dementia?
Jesus.
Like he went his dementia. He like went,
Please. Can we find like goodness dementia?
Some
can
people
that-
get a
that's
tumor.
okay?
Some people get a tumor in their brain and they learn it. They can like speak French fluently.
Yeah.
Some people get a tumor in the brain and they become like a pedophile. Some people get a tumor in their brain and fix the world.
that would be.
It's a
you
good
know what?
pitch for a
Well, it would be
Spielberg
really
movie.
bad.
Just,
You know, what'd be really, really great / bad about that is if that did happen, and then 10 years from now, young people would be asking us, "What was President Trump like?" Well, it
Well.
depends on which presidency you're talking about, really.
I mean, it did take George Wallace getting shot, which happened in Maryland, by the way,
mm.
at PG Plaza. Fuck
That's-
yeah, Hyattsville. Get him. Get him. He was at Wheaton the day before, and then he went up to Hyattsville and he got the blam blam. Yeah, and then that changed his fucking tune. I don't know if that United Healthcare guy would have changed his tune, but I guess that's irrelevant now.
Yeah.
Well, he can't do it again.
Nope.
Oh no, their board of directors is gonna keep doing it. Like it.
Yep.
Yeah, they're just another guy. Just
Yep. Just
Everything
take the
must-
plate. It's like
yeah.
a shark with teeth.
It's
Like,
To
yeah,
come back.
he's a
I'll lose
hydra.
this. Yeah. Yes. Oh my god. Yes.
Mhm.
Wait,
Oh
what?
my god. Yeah. I just watched the first Captain America movie again, by the way, in preparation for this one that looks like a big old pile of poop. I
It
hope
looks
it's not like Anthony Mackie. I like everybody in the movie.
Yeah, there's great people in it,
Right. But
and that
you know
works for DC movies.
what?
Great cast. They just don't know what to do with.
Right.
them.
They greenlight these movies before they have a real script and or any idea of what they solidly want the direction of the universe to be, and then They-
been
they-
a while.
announce a date, and then they tie themselves to that date and then whatever comes out, the slop that comes out is all. That's it. Here's your fucking Marvel movie, bitch.
Yeah.
Ant-Man.
They definitely
Thor.
the post. An awful lot of those movies had the "here's your Marvel movie, bitch" feeling to them.
Post
Like,
Endgame.
not like-
Post Endgame,
Yeah,
they did.
not like we worked hard for this because we want to entertain the shit out of you.
They're filling
It's
a
like-
quota. They're fucking trying to please shareholders. It's like, are we going to make over $2 billion in this, financial year with these movies? Then it's worth it to keep making them. And we just pump out 3 slop movies, and it's
we
fine.
need another area of Disney World to build around these crappy movies. We just have to keep like turning them out.
Right. Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Exactly.
Like, there's
exactly.
no.
Yeah.
Like,
I
they're-
will
they're
say,
just
though,
bad.
It's
You know
all
what?
content now.
Do you know what? I hate that word. You know,
Yeah.
you know what comes out the same weekend as that though is the threequel to Paddington
that I want
and-
to see.
I've
The-
heard mixed things
about Paddington movies or about the new one.
about the third one.
Okay. Have you seen the first 2?
No, I hear they're perfect movies.
They're fucking
They're wonderful.
magical.
Really?
They're
Yeah.
wonderful.
Mhm.
Have you
I hear
really
the
not
second
watched them,
the
Rowan?
second one
I
a
know.
lot of people say
It's
is
the
like
Godfather 2
the
of children's movies.
best. It's the best
Wow.
children's
It is
movie
That's
ever.
a really
Fucking good.
interesting
Really
distinction.
It is so.
It's
What?
like-
What did you say?
I just said that's a really interesting distinction. The Godfather 2 of children's movies.
Well, yeah, because it is the superior. The sequel is superior, and Godfather 2 is the one they always give for that. Or like,
Wrath of Khan. Like
Empire.
Take your pick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like the thing about Godfather 2 is the movie that came before it, like much like Spider-Man 2, was like revolutionary. It was just like, oh
Yeah.
fuck.
no,
Oh
it's just a
wow.
better
And
movie.
then the next one is
Spider-Man
more
two
way
is a better
better.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Empire Strikes Back.
Right, Empire. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
or
they're-
X2.
Yeah.
X2 is really fucking good.
It
But
is. It's
I
quite
will
good.
say
Yeah.
the Paddington
I
movies,
just rewatched that too.
Rowan. I think you and your daughter would have a ball with those movies.
Okay.
I can't
They're
tell you how
fantastic.
many times we've watched them.
Yeah.
They're so they are the rare aimed at children, non-cloying. Adults can actually enjoy it without just the lazy Shrekness of like, hey, here's references to shit you guys know too. No, they're just really good movies.
And you get Capaldi.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't
I-
Always in there.
But so the first one's really good, and then the second one is transcendent.
World
It's
class.
so good.
It really is. Can't
And I'm like really? I'm like this is a great freaking
Can't-
movie. It's Galaxy Quest.
I don't
Oh. That's them's high praise.
I love
Mm.
Galaxy Quest.
It's a perfect
It's
movie.
a perfect movie.
Yeah.
it is.
Uh,
Fuck that. Where
They
she's
took out,
just
they
like,
took out
so-
they took out the swear.
uh-huh. Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it.
And so
You
you
gotta
can
watch
still
the
see the
documentary.
swears.
Never Surrender. It's
Yeah.
so
It's
good. It's on
Spider-Man.
No.
There's a new Spider-Man
Where?
show on
Oh, the
Disney.
Oh
cartoon?
yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's quite good.
Is it good?
Yeah. It was good.
I
It
just
was,
didn't need to see more Spider-Man of a different
it's
same
very
version.
fun, and the animation style.
It does look neat.
It's very referential to the comics.
I
That's cool.
do not like the what if animation style, and
Yeah,
that's
that
the
angered
only
you.
thing
That
I've
like really made
seen,
you angry.
because it's clunky, and then when they do a
It is
dance
clunky.
sequence, and it's just like
That was
this
awful.
isn't impressive.
So bad.
I've
It
only
looked
seen the
a
first
little
season.
rotoscoped, almost like yeah.
What if
Yeah.
it was, as we discussed, I think, an episode or two ago, like that season, this last season was just the laziest thing.
Oh my God.
Here's your Marvel thing.
Yep.
Oh,
Have some
yes, that's-
Take
crappy
your
what if.
Marvel thing, bitch.
Bitch.
That's
Some-
what
Some of it was
Hello?
good. Some of it was good. I liked
Is it
the.
company?
CJ,
Oh, hey, Siege, come say hello
He
on the
doesn't wanna do
internet.
that. He doesn't want to do that.
CJ, to the internet.
No,
He doesn't want to do that. I think that's it.
No.
Hi, I'm still waving from before.
Look, you can see him.
I'm
There's
waving.
CJ.
now.
We have
Yep.
a 15-year-old.
I'm still waving.
He's
He's alive.
How much better of a job did he just do than me right there? How great was he?
She's like, oh,
By comparison.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys, I'm out.
Uh,
His reaction of like, so buddy, do you want to come on the live stream? I'm not going to do that. We were in the mall one time and Jules called and I'm like, hold on for a second. And I passed the phone to CJ. And he's like, uh-huh. He looks at me like, I don't know who this is.
Yep.
And I could hear Jules laughing so
Yep.
hard through the phone.
It was very good. I was in
Oh.
West Virginia. I was in the mountains.
Yes,
you know,
you were.
like one of the great joys of parenthood is embarrassing and annoying your children. It's
Uh.
just, you know, it's just. It's just beautiful. It's not like watching them grow, like that's part of it, but just like when you get to just thoroughly aggravate and
Although-
annoy them just by existing.
Although
It's
Yum, yum, yum.
your younger
Yeah.
one, your younger one is much like you in that loves me so much, so irritated by me. And he's like I'll just say something irritating, I'll look at him and he'll go, I love you too, Dad.
Okay.
You know? Oh,
Oh,
that's-
so it's everybody then. It's not just
I
me.
irritate the shit out of everybody. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
I think Rowan likes me, but you can never be sure. Like
Rowan, yeah, he's yeah. I think it's that black don't crack thing. I think it's just he's got such nice skin. When people are like, "Ooh, I love your skin,"
this is
oh,
getting
your
weird.
skin. I want your skin.
I want to
anybody
wear
ever-
your skin.
Has anybody ever
Yeah.
said that to you?
Yes.
That's horrifying.
Not to my face, but
That skin.
Is that
delicious
better or
skin.
worse?
Yeah, I
Is
don't know.
it like to you or like to others? It's like what's that conversation like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
goodness.
I don't know. Ew, your skin.
I am so
What's
sorry
wrong
about
with
your skin.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
sorry.
yeah, I guess the first one was better. So.
Yeah.
The first one
If
is
you
better.
have to choose between the two, the third one, could you just shut the fuck up and not say anything about my skin? That'd be great.
Oh,
Right.
man. So
No,
when you were
that's
saying
not
that,
fair. Like, that's nice.
when you were saying that earlier about people just not talking maybe for like a bit, there is in Bo Burnham's Inside, there is a bit where I don't know if you know the premise of that stand-up
Well, he's
special
inside.
slash
He's inside.
masterpiece. Chris, you've got it. That's it. That's the whole
Seen
thing.
it. I've seen it, yeah.
He's in this one room and he does all this stuff.
And
There's
his name's Bo Burnham, and
Thanks.
he's
it's-
inside.
Oh, I let him tell the story.
But I know the story.
no, but
He's
the context
inside.
though, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Bo Burnham.
right. Okay, so you have the context
I have
from
context.
from two different sources, so it's
Wait,
I'm so
verified.
glad.
Wait, what? Wait,
Like stereo.
Rebecca, what is it about?
Yeah.
I mean, she has seen it.
I have seen it, but I'm gonna defer to the
He's
master.
laying
over there.
on the floor, and he's just draped in a blanket and surrounded by audio equipment. And he was like, "Do you guys think that maybe just for 1 second, like any one person in the world, just for 1 second, that just one singular person for 1 second could just shut the fuck up? Just shut up. Shut the fuck just for just one person for a single fucking second. Just shut the fuck up." And when he said that, I was like, "Oh, should I move to California and try to marry this man?" I'm straight as an arrow, but like I'll give it a go.
I had
He's
a
tall.
moment-
He'd make
Yeah.
me feel safe.
He's very tall. You
Yeah.
have to think about safe. I had a moment like that with the child who wouldn't come in and wouldn't
Mhm.
talk to us. We were in the ER for something with him. I can't remember what the thing was, but we had to stay in the ER for him. And there are grown-ass people walking around yelling into their cell phones about, I can't
my
believe
God.
this is taking this long. This shit's going on. Can you believe this? And there's my
Didn't he have like a broken bone?
yeah, he had a broken what was it, his foot or was it something else? I can't remember. I can't, things all run
Yeah,
together.
it was something in his foot, and
Yeah. And he's just sitting there quietly
Calmly.
looking at his
in
phone.
pain.
Mhm.
Like in genuine pain.
Yeah.
Like just looking at his phone. And I lean over to him and I go, "Look, I know I give you a hard time sometimes about not being communicative, but watching these grown idiots go by bitching and moaning, it's okay sometimes to not talk." And he's like, "Right?" He's like,
All you people
he's
shut up.
He's like, I don't see the point in complaining. I'm like, wow, you've got some shit figured out, kid.
Yep.
Mm.
Never forget it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of like
There's a lot there.
why did you feel the need to say that? Like
Yeah.
there's
There
just
could just be a lot less words in the world.
There's no value.
It's the Jeff Goldblum, the Dr. Ian Malcolm paradox. Like, and Chris, again, you should see the movie because it's really good. It's one of
The
Spielberg's
Fly,
best.
I really enjoyed it.
All right. Yeah, hey, Jules, you know what? You got Cronenberg. Yeah.
It was a little body horror.
That's a new segment. You just got Cronenberg. But
I
yeah,
should not have seen those movies nearly as young as I did, by the way.
they
That
they
Videodrome and fucking.
they thought about whether or not they could do it, i.e., talk, and not so much about whether or not they should. And that's like the whole.
You know, life
That's-
finds a way.
That's kind of
Hey, you've seen it?
No,
right
I just
now.
in
It's just
Light and Magic, I saw stuff.
no. I just think that's the world we're living in. Like no one's thinking if they should fill in the blank. It doesn't matter what it is.
I see it. I see right that I see it a
right.
lot with in the like the tech sector, and you see it with all this like crypto shit and all this like AI. It's not AI. It's generative algorithm. It doesn't matter. And like they're pushing this and they're forcing AI. Like Zoom has fucking AI in it now. Like my email is trying to do some AI bullshit. Like I don't need an
No,
AI assistant to look up the
The
wrong
commercial
facts for
was
me.
so
Do it
confusing
yourself.
because it's like,
It's
hey,
weird.
dumbass, don't know how to do your job? This AI will do it, but your boss won't figure out.
Right.
No,
There's one with
um,
the girl from The Last of Us where she like can't remember somebody's
that
name.
commercial. Yeah.
And then she uses some like Samsung AI or Apple AI assistant or some shit like that. And then she like winks at the cameras like, see, I fooled them into thinking that I'm a person
Yeah.
who
It's a person.
remembered their name.
Like,
Remembered to get you a present or some shit.
Good for you. Don't you feel great about yourself?
Yeah, like what the fuck?
So
The
I
biggest
will
problem
say,
I have. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Rebecca.
I was just gonna say the one thing, and I do not like AI. So to be completely clear, they gave the wrong example in that one commercial of the person who has no filter and usually sends inflammatory emails and like AI like kind of like takes
cleaned it up.
the inappropriate out of it.
Mhm.
And I'm like, there's some value to that.
But it
Like,
can't
if-
actually do
If
that.
we actually teach that person to behave themselves,
Yeah.
cool. To be a professional, yay. So it's not AI necessarily. Like, how about emotional maturity? Can we work
Yeah,
on
how about
writing
empathy
skills
training?
and
generally.
just stuff like that.
But what was Rowan's thing?
So it's the wrong example. But
My thing is that
Oh, I'm
It's
sorry, we're
not-
out of time. I'm so
with AI, it's not about should they. It's about the reason people are doing it is just because they feel they can make money on it.
That's
like-
it.
It's the idea of like I can do less and make more.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like AI could actually be really revolutionary,
Oh, yeah.
right? It
It
could
could-
actually be
It will be.
really good.
It could change, like, it could do jobs that it could bring us closer to Star Trek future. And I don't mean like where I mean where like people basically don't have to do menial jobs.
in the Orville.
Well,
Last
not
season.
even that,
Yeah,
though.
But also
It's
like medicine.
it could make
and-
us better
It
at
won't.
Yeah.
our jobs. It could
Nope.
make us. It could call us out when we make mistakes.
Skynet.
It could do that if
could
we
teach.
chose to make it that way.
No,
Yeah.
but it is exactly a tool for profit and for capital and for like replacing workers with AI. I mean, that's
Yeah.
it. That's how it's being pitched to
it is.
the ruling class, and that is
Yeah.
why it has taken hold. Is
Yes.
because they want it. They want this manufactured consent of AI. Everybody knows it's fucking bad. Everybody saw that fucking Coca-Cola commercial and we're like, something's off. That's not
Right.
okay.
Our
What's
youngest
happening?
gets so angry
Who
when
does?
that thing came on, like the polar bear Coca-Cola commercial.
Oh yeah, he's like, something's wrong with this.
yeah, and it like that like AI generated animation thing, and I'm like,
It's upsetting.
is
Yeah.
so the 12-year-old knows this is not right.
Yeah, but Secret
There's something
Invasion,
too-
the
there's,
opening
like,
to
seriously
Secret
wrong with it.
Invasion was the best part of the show.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
How about Tone
That-
Deaf?
Here's
How about-
your fucking sign. Here's your sign the show's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
They just did an AI intro thing. And it's
And
it's
AI also wrote the script.
Apparently.
apparently Nick Fury's
bad.
lost it. He never lost it. Oh man, you've gotten old in your old age. You didn't lose it. I've had it the whole time. Okay, I'll put my eye patch back on, and now I got my gun. Okay, now let's go do the worst CGI fight maybe I've ever seen,
That was real
It was
bad.
where she had the Drax arm.
Oh yeah, that was really bad. That was really bad.
That
was
shit
really
was
bad.
wild, and like they could have stuck the landing ish. You know, it could have been like
They
one
could
of
have
their
done so much
lesser
and not have it be
shows.
that bad.
There were some good ideas in it, but they really
The
just
entire
they rushed
idea,
it.
the premise is great, but it's the thing that I was talking about before, where they put the cart before the horse, and they're just like, "Here's the release date. Here's the story that we're going to pull from."
And the comic is so
approximately.
good.
I know. And like, so I hope, because I just read Secret Wars,
Which is very good.
It's very good. I hope they don't do the same thing with that. I hope
I
they
did
take the
just-
fucking time. I hope the script is done now. And I hope they're
Good luck with
filming
that.
throughout this year. But for sure, they're going to base all of this shit on how these movies do this year. They're going to wait till the end of the fucking year to rewrite the script or write the script at all.
They bringing the two guys back who did
The Russos are back,
Yeah.
and then one of the writers from all of the Captain America movies and the last two Avengers movies is back. And they're writing with Eric Pearson, who wrote let's see, I think he wrote Thunderbolts, and he
that has
wrote
potential.
he wrote
I'm
on
excited about that one.
me
Yeah.
too. He wrote on maybe the Captain America Winter Soldier Captain America Boys show.
Captain America boys.
Some of the shows in that first year he wrote on. So I think it was probably like WandaVision, Loki, or the Captain America Boys.
That is a
Um,
wide gulf.
There
That
I
is a
know.
wide gulf.
I know. And there's two, and then there's one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my God, the ending.
I-
They took a little too long to get to it, but Jesus Christ.
There
Excuse
were
me,
a lot of
Chris.
things about Falcon and Winter Soldier
What?
I actually liked.
Yeah, I don't think that the whole was worth more than the sum of its parts, though.
Well,
You know what I mean?
didn't you say they had to pull like a big section?
An entire storyline. They pulled like a third of the story from the.
And I'm sorry, Rebecca. What were you interrupting us
I was
with?
going to try to interrupt you.
Okay, go for
It
it.
didn't work, but also I do have to interrupt to say I'm going to go to bed because I'm
Oh,
tired,
all right.
and I've got to
I
get
was,
up in the
I
morning.
was
and work.
wondering if you were going to do that or just leave it
To
on.
leave?
Yeah, it's like,
Oh.
excuse me for a second, guys, and just
Oh.
hear you snoring in the background.
No, I wouldn't do that to you.
You would.
But nice to. Oh, okay. Well, maybe I would. I don't know. Now I doubt myself. I don't like this.
That's why I'm here.
I'm going to take my self doubt and go.
Wait, I was going to
Oh,
leave soon. Are
no.
you sure you don't want to stay on so you can talk to them? Because
You guys can do plugs. Do you guys have anything to plug?
Rebecca,
Anything to plug.
you just win.
Sure.
Congratulations again on the thing you won.
Yeah,
you.
and if
Oh, you won a
anybody's
thing?
in town,
I did. I won a thing. I won a South Florida Folk Festival songwriting competition.
Oh shit! Cool.
And they gave her money.
They gave me money and
Nice.
everything, and I get to play in a songwriter round tomorrow.
Awesome.
You get to
So-
go. You won the right to go work again.
Right to
Congratulations.
go work again. Yeah, I mean, I feel like
Right
this is
to
the
work
story of my
laws.
life. Yep. Here's the right to go do more work, but yeah.
Encore. Do
Okay.
more work.
Well, thanks for having me.
well,
So will we see you on Monday?
Yes.
That was very
Awesome.
convincing.
I
And will
wasn't
you
sure.
have your prompt song ready?
My prompt song? No, that's a hard
I'm
no.
busy doing things.
Unless the plane tomorrow is very productive. We'll see. What's the prompt again? It's like something.
There's two
Coming.
of them.
There's
two. I
two.
can't remember the one. I remember the one that I came up with.
What did you
Mhm.
come up with?
I have to look it up because I forgot, but I can remember it in my phone.
Give
So
me
does
pictures
that
of
count as
Spider-Man.
remembering?
That totally counts as remembering. You fuck right
If
off.
you remember to look at your phone, it counts as remembering.
Okay.
It is.
External.
Yeah,
thing.
teenagers have great memories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you keep looking, I bet you'll find something.
Oh, that's right. If you keep looking,
That's
very
pretty good.
fastly.
I know.
Yeah,
Okay.
and-
I
I'm
think
very
they're both
talented.
pretty solid.
what
What's
was
the
it?
other one?
No. It's driven.
Oh yeah, we have
driven it out of my head.
we have the man himself here.
Damn it, I can't remember now.
Mr. Vom.
Shit.
Mr. Vom.
Oh wait, I can find it real quick though.
Yeah. I know. You like have the computer in front of you.
Do we have to
No.
get him a T-shirt that says Mr. Baum?
Would you
Like,
wear a
that's the thing.
T-shirt that said Mr. Vom?
If it's black,
I for sure would wear a T-shirt that
Yeah.
says
You
Mr.
wouldn't
Vom.
wear a T-shirt.
Chris, you don't know me.
I know you won't wear a T-shirt.
Oh fuck.
You would wear a tie that said Mr. Baum.
all right. The
That
other
would
one
be
is
amazing.
coming up with blanks.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see if I write it on the plane.
What are you,
but
my
most likely
ex-wife?
the answer is no.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
thanks for hanging out, Rebecca.
Yes.
Yeah. And congratulations again.
I hope you get your
Yeah.
camera deal sorted.
Hey, me too, because I got to work tomorrow and
Yeah.
Yeah,
be
what the
seen
fuck?
on Zoom.
No, you could just do descriptive exercises. Okay,
I mean, I
Uh,
could, yeah.
stretching my arm across.
And good luck getting out of Florida.
Thank
yeah.
you. I can't wait.
Good luck.
Run.
Maybe I'll see you on the fucking Joe Isaacs's showcase thing tomorrow.
No, I won't be there because I'll be performing.
You won't be there. Okay. Oh, then he sent out an email that said that I think you and someone else dropped out, so
Yeah.
they're gonna.
Mm.
All right. Well, Chris or Rowan, if you want to hop in,
What time is it?
it's at 2.
Night, night.
In the afternoon?
Good night, Rebecca. Thanks for hanging out.
Good night,
Thank
Rebecca.
you.
Bye.
Well.
Bye. See you guys soon.
Bye.
Rowan, should we go do it?
What?
Should we go play Joe Isaacs' thing tomorrow at 2?
What?
Oh, I have a rehearsal tomorrow.
Ah.
Okay. Sean will
Tim
be
Smith.
there, by the way.
Sean Morse?
Oh, nice.
That's
You
the
mean
one.
Steve?
Steve Morris. That's right.
What?
I keep fucking up and calling him Steve.
That was very good.
Because of the
Yeah.
guitar player from
I don't know
Kansas?
why.
I think it's
no
because
clue why.
Steve was right there.
Oh.
Yeah.
I met Steve Morse at he did an in-store.
This is a real person?
Yeah, he was a guitar player in Kansas for a while and the Dixie
He's been in a
Trail.
Yeah,
lot
but
of
what
different
bands?
And now he's the guitar player in and now he's the guitar player in Deep Purple of all things.
Yeah.
Little
But
weird
hell of a
thing.
player, really nice guy. I met him. He did this like in-store at Bill's, and he did like different guitar things, and there were kind of like douchey know-it-all guys who were going up to talk to him, and I was just some kid who had a magazine with his picture on it, and I'm like, "Hi, Mr. Morse, would you mind signing this?" And a person's like, "I know where the picture came from."
He must have been so relieved to talk to you versus all of those guys.
He was like a hell of a player.
Can you
And-
mansplain to men?
Really nice.
I guess you can mansplain to children.
Yeah.
If
I mean,
it's-
I
if,
was-
yeah, if you're mansplaining to a man, that's just a podcast.
I was at
And he's
T-
done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there he goes.
Get him out.
You're waiting for your parade.
Yeah.
I like
Lift
I
me
think
up.
there's
and
like a-
blueberry pie. What?
there's probably a real men don't listen to podcast thing going on there.
Oh my fucking god! No, but like Joe Rogan though,
Ew.
like for real, like I said,
Finally.
he's like he's the podcast guy.
I know.
It is insane to me. Joe Rogan is the biggest podcast in the world. Drake is the biggest fucking rapper in the world. What the fuck is going on? Like here's your fucking
Okay,
sign for real.
like, the planet is broken.
Yeah, we're
everything
we're
is
done. We're
broken.
cooked. We're cooked. So like let's
Yeah.
turn into the skid. You know what I mean?
It-
And I'm not
it is-
talking about Letterkenny.
If only.
Skid.
No,
Nah.
the world is not nearly well written enough to be Letterkenny.
No, that's the thing, is that everything's so clumsy and everybody's so dumb and it's not even like entertaining. It's like
It's
the
a collapse
day
from
the
an
drunk
empire.
guy, the
What's
day the famously drunk guy becomes like the Secretary of Defense, a Black Hawk helicopter crashes into a plane.
Everything's fine. Well, what's the Bad Religion
Mm.
song? Life is the shittiest book I've ever read.
Stranger than fiction.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
Starring Will
characters to
Ferrell.
shock and no, it pictures to shock and characters an amateur would never think of.
Mhm.
Like it's
Hmm.
Yeah, Linda, we are officially in like the end times of the Roman Empire, where it's just like they're going to start killing each other. Like, not that I wish violence on anyone, that is not my thing.
let's
No.
make it clear on the internet.
Just saying that, like, I don't wish that to happen. But these greedy,
They're
go
ghouls.
into
They're
their school
ghouls.
they are ghouls,
Yeah.
and they're just like waiting for Trump to drop dead so they can then kill each
Feast
other.
on his corpse. And then yeah.
Yeah.
Have
Like
you ever
that-
seen those videos of like a bunch of sharks eating a dead blue whale?
Or turkey vultures. Also turkey vultures.
There's just like
Yeah.
I mean it. So I don't actually mean this as a joke, though. You could probably think it's funny, like that.
So far, not so much.
The charming, press conference he gave about
Mm.
the plane crash.
Mhm.
Yeah. So all
Common
horrible
sense.
comments aside,
Mhm.
because who says shit like that?
Mhm.
I couldn't help but go, did he age 50 years in 10 days? 9 days? Like, he is just writing like his name, like signing executive orders as fast as his handlers are shoving them under his nose. That is
Yeah,
the
because they
hardest.
don't know how long he's gonna fucking be alive.
That's exactly why.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, you know,
They
speed,
know he's the only one who has
Yeah,
like
amphetamines fucks your
yeah,
shit up.
speed kills. Speed
Yeah.
kills.
and
Yeah.
like he's
Wear a
they're
seatbelt.
trying to get as much out of this soon to be dead duck as they can.
And then they have their puppet boy that they just push in there.
He was potentially worse in many ways.
Yeah, he is because
Uh,
he will actually exact the will of the Republican
evil.
Party. who
like
wants to
they're
kill us.
all they're all evil, but like
Yeah.
so I'm just kind of like looking at this picture. I'm like, oh, they're circling.
Mhm.
And then they're going to start killing each other because these folks are not subtle.
'Cause
They're not smart either.
He is the only stopgap from all of that because he is the
Because-
figurehead and the cultural center of their
He
party.
How terrifying is that on
It
top of
is.
everything else?
I know.
All the
It's
rest
not
are
good.
worse. They're much worse, and they're just like positioning
They're just waiting.
themselves.
Yeah.
to see
I think the
who
only
can jump on
difference,
top.
though, is he's the only one who is narcissistic and unself-aware enough to be Trump.
Oh yeah,
Everybody else
That's
will
it.
have a little bit of doubt.
Yeah. That's
They'll
why
have-
that's why it didn't work
and it'll
for
be their
Ron
undoing.
DeSantis.
Well, I
Yeah.
think the other piece of it is, Trump, I think, truly believes whatever comes out of his mouth in the moment.
Oh, absolutely.
He's a true believer in the moment of whatever he is saying.
He's a true believer in him.
That-
Yeah,
anything-
that.
Unwavering self-doubt, I agree with, but I think like in the moment, I don't think he thinks he's lying. I think he
I don't know. I think
crazy
he
crap in the moment
knows.
says it.
I think he
Does
knows
he know
that like
before it's a lie? Yeah, he does. I think he can
maybe that's because
true.
that is how like acting works, and he is a TV personality, and
I,
he convinced himself that he was a businessman. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
well, I mean, like he's clearly not
all there,
a well person. Like there's a
Yeah.
lot of stuff.
a lot of stuff. He is held together with duct tape and string. It's
And
gold,
You could see it. Like, nah, it's like gold plated.
exactly.
And it is, and
Zirconium,
it's
cubic
coming off.
and cubic zirconium.
The flakes of the gold plating were visible, like
And it's
coming off
and it's
on
lead.
that
It's a
press
lead
conference.
string.
I'm like, oof.
Yeah.
And so, like, you can see, I guess, like, similar to you, Rowan, like, I think the saving grace here, though, because he is that center of that cult of personality, none of them have that. They're not
Yeah.
charismatic.
Yeah, it would have
He's
been
a
great
monster,
if he
but he's
died
charismatic.
in the lead up to the election, but
No, he'll live into his 90s, just like
oh no,
everyone.
he will outlive me.
No, I think it's going to wear him out. Like, he does not look physically well.
Yeah, maybe they're trying to
And-
work him to death.
I think they are.
Oh, and
because they
speaking-
want power.
And speaking of old white men not doing well, I'm going to tap out.
Okay.
So you guys have the fun. There's a very good chance I'll see you on Monday. I don't know about tomorrow, but I should see you on Monday. Rowan, sorry we didn't get to talk more.
No, it's all good.
They're stuck with me.
Yeah, it's done.
Oh no, Chris, go leave. Go.
Yeah, I know. And the funny thing is, though, Jules, she thinks you're kidding, and I'm like, no, we had a talk, and he's like, no, she's great, like every other regular we have on. Like he was very
Oh
clear.
yeah,
about
no,
it.
I'm not. If I would, I don't know if I'd explicitly tell him don't bring you on as much, but no, for sure.
Together.
Yeah. This is a very nice fit, and
Yeah,
I love having you on. Obviously, Chris loves having you on. And you've worked well with every iteration of this, so yes, you are welcome
and
anytime.
if you fucking get Sean on top of it after I leave,
Okay.
like, God damn it, that's a
Oh,
much better show.
That'd be great.
Hey,
Yeah.
you're better off not having me here.
Yeah.
Do you want the? Oh, they're probably too small, too big for your ears.
Yeah, they want that.
Yeah. I could get you headphones if you want.
Nah,
No?
we're good.
Okay.
This is working fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no there's a little echo stuff, but that's only when we talk over each other, which never happens.
What? That's not a thing.
Everything's fine. Fine. Yeah, I do have my I had thought about playing, but then I realized it's too much of a pain to do like the one person and the two person thing.
Oh yeah.
And I'd much rather have you
mhm.
here than play. They'll have to hear me on Monday. You won't. So that
I mean,
works.
you could play a song and then switch it back. Is it
Yeah, it's
really
good.
that much of a pain?
Well, because I'd be like this.
Burp.
She's there.
We talked. He didn't want to do it.
Okay.
It is funny because I kind of half practiced some songs today, and then you're like, did you want to come on? Oh yeah. Like, oh okay. Like I thought about playing, and I'm like, nah.
Never
Yeah.
mind.
I got the weird thing, and then I will go. I swear. I managed to I've been horribly ill. I was horribly ill all of January, pretty much, and it was so bad. I somehow managed to write some songs, write some lyrics, and then have some music. But other than when I played them on the VOM crossover episode, is it? I haven't been able to demo anything because I just haven't been up to it. So they kind of exist. I had to make myself a list the other night because I was sick, and it kept. I get things like a merry-go-round broke down in your head, and I just couldn't get it to leave me alone. So I had to make a list of the songs so I knew what they were, and I could stop trying to think of what they were. Because unfortunately, when I get sick and it knocks down the few barriers I have in my head, so the shit just keeps going around and around and around in my head, and the music gets really loud in my head, and it's great. It's really
stressful.
it's
That sounds amazing.
it's amazing.
fun.
I'm
Yeah.
as quasi sane as I am because
Lean into your neuroses. Just
Sure.
lean all the way in.
Just turn into that skid.
I'm right here, honey. You can lean right into me.
Huh.
He loves me.
I do.
Bubs.
You guys have
burpers.
fun. You're all in good hands with each
All
other.
right. I'm gonna. Isn't that a competitor? I'm gonna get
Are you gonna leave?
a drink.
Thank you.
And I'm waving to you. I'm waving at you. Goodbye.
Oh yeah. Bye, Jules. I'll see you at the bar.
Yeah.
It's actually in our living room. It's very weird.
Oh.
See you, Chris.
Brought to you by Doritos.
If that is a Pepsi product, they are owned by the same company.
No. A&W is not.
No, A&W is like A&W, Dr. Pepper.
No, but
Yeah.
Doritos and Pepsi are the same company.
Yeah, Doritos and
Yeah.
Pepsi is the same company.
Yeah, it's like what they used to
Frito-Lay?
have. It was. I was trying to remember what the company used to be like. It was like Pepsi something or another. It was like a chip brand, but I can't remember. I think they might have
PepsiCo.
changed it though. Was that?
PepsiCo.
Yeah.
As
yeah.
featured in the hit movie Madam Web.
Yeah.
PepsiCo.
I used
Did
to
you ever
work
watch
for
it?
Pizza Hut.
No, but I will.
It's not good.
Don't.
No, I know. I watched Morbius.
Oh, you finally
God.
watched it was Morbin time?
It sure was. Matt Smith did a little dance.
It was a movie.
It happened.
Of all the movies I've ever seen, that was the one I saw.
It sure was one of them.
It sure was a
Yeah,
one.
it was a movie.
It wasn't
A1.
neither one of them were completely horrible. They were just
They're not offensive. It's just
were just there.
I heard Madam Web was kind of weird. So at least it's kind of interesting. Morbius was just fucking boring.
Oh no, Madam Web was not interesting.
Really?
It
It
was
had
Adam
its
Web was just
moments.
bad.
It had Adam
It was
Scott.
it was
It had Adam
bad.
Scott.
I like Adam Scott.
Yeah.
It was a bad
Severance.
movie.
She is so
Deadeye.
dull.
Yeah.
It just
Hey guys, she's got that young Jennifer Tilly thing, where her tone never changes when she speaks.
Might have been. It might have also been the script, but I haven't seen her in
the
anything.
script was horrendous. It was bad.
She's very funny in interviews, so she's got something.
Yeah,
Right.
You know,
it
Well,
wasn't.
her dad lied about
screen.
that helicopter thing.
Don Johnson.
Oh, I'm getting her confused with the girl from Girls who was in Mithrigan. Allison Williams.
Brad
her
Williams,
Because her dad lied about the helicopter thing.
the dwarf comedian.
Brian Williams.
Brian Williams.
Brian
Brad
Williams.
Williams is the comedian.
Yes.
They're not related, so far as I know.
Hashtag.
Like musician Brian Williams.
No,
I'm gonna go get that drink.
Good. Good, good. Good,
I
right.
can hear. I can still hear you guys though.
Hi, Jules. You can't hear me because I'm leaving.
Okay.
Bye.
Fine.
You
Fine.
can't hear me anymore. Pew pew. Star Wars.
Skellington. Did you watch the Skellington Crew, Chris? Yeah, we talked about this.
I
You
haven't
watched
finished
some of
it.
it. Yeah.
The Jack Skellington Crew?
That'd be a
It's
much
really
better
great.
show.
That would be a good show. Well, we didn't finish the show. We
I
don't
mean,
know.
like
We said it was fun.
It's Space Goonies. Like
It's good.
yeah, it's
That's
it's
really
very much a
Jules can hear us, but he can't talk to us because he's getting booze.
I wish I had booze. But
So you haven't finished it yet, though?
I have not. I
Bye,
keep,
Rowan.
Bye, Chris.
I keep getting
See you, Chris.
distracted
Just
by
throw
things.
it.
Yeah, there were too many things to watch, and I keep getting distracted by things.
Yeah.
I haven't
It's
finished
really
it.
good. It's really good.
I
It's-
got up to obviously I got to the part where like they rescued Jude Law from the pirate planet and all that stuff.
That's fun.
And they go and to the other planet where they're like, oh, I know somebody who I think can tell you how to get to
The
your-
dock, the dock place,
The
like
owl?
the oh no, the owl lady, that dock
The owl
one is-
lady, yeah. So I got to that part, and then I forgot it existed because I went and watched something else.
Oh, so you've
Yes,
only
there's a
seen
lot of
like
stuff.
3 episodes.
Yeah, I
There's-
didn't get very far.
There's 8, right?
Yeah,
I
so she's
tried-
only seen like 3.
Well, the
Yeah.
problem is like Chris and I will make these plans like, oh, we'll watch this thing together, which is terrible because our sleep schedules are
Yeah.
completely off. And so like, oh, we'll watch Skeleton Crew together, and which means we're never gonna watch it until I decide I'm just gonna watch it on my own.
I've been there. Yeah.
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 And so it's just one of those things. I'm like, screw it, I'll just watch it myself. Like I got the one thing we did end up watching together, which was delightful. Oh, thank you.
Oh.
He brought
Aw,
me beer.
that's so sweet.
You're awesome. He brought me beer, and it's a
Okay.
dark beer, which is the right thing to do. He brought me like a crappy Bud Light. He brought me a nice stout, an imperial stout. That's
Hey,
that's love.
they're gonna get them brown beers out of here. I'll tell you what. Get them all out. Get them out. Send them back to wherever.
This was
The
good
brown,
too.
the brown beers aren't as dangerous as the grizzly beers, though.
Brown beer. Where are you going? This was good. This is
Paddington beer, right?
Let's do the last one.
the second Paddington beer is even better than the first Paddington
Yeah, the
beer.
second brown beer.
Yeah,
goes-
because you're
Yeah.
drunker. Yeah.
Yeah,
it does.
the Founder's Breakfast Stout.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, that's really good.
Absolutely
yeah, it's
delightful.
real tasty.
I
They make those up here, right? Isn't Founder's not too far from us?
don't know. Southern Tier is up here,
Yes,
and I love their Blackwater
Southern
series
Tier is
stuff.
lovely, and we've been to their.
It's a
their
really
place.
nice
It
brewery.
is really nice.
It is very.
We
very
almost
nice.
played there once.
We did.
Yeah, it was a different time.
And their stuff is super tasty.
All right.
They have my favorite imperial
Are
stouts.
you good? Do you need other stuff?
I'm all set.
Good. Okay. Have fun.
I don't usually like Imperials because they tend to be hoppier.
Oh
Imperial
no, like these
stouts.
are really. I don't find it. Well, I think it depends on the.
Right.
It depends
Like,
on the.
well, like they're who is it? Not Dogfish. What's the other one that does the Gonzo? I don't know. There's like
Are they local?
yeah. There's some Maryland beers
That
that
Flying
that-
Dog?
it might be Flying Dog,
not
but they
that
have an
one.
imperial stout, and it's like it's just really hoppy. And it's like,
I
"Ugh,
hate
why would you do
hops.
that to a stout?
Yeah, I really I have that lovely weird genetic thing where like cilantro tastes like soap, Which
Mm,
Oh no.
hops taste like soap.
mm.
So, ugh. So all those like people who are obsessed with IPs, like, what's wrong with you? Why would you drink that? That's disgusting. And it's really just nasty, and it doesn't have any good flavor. Like I love a really good imperial stout that you get like those hints of like caramel, maybe like some chocolate in it. Like just that's just yumminess to me in a bottle. Southern Tier, I think, makes really good ones. That like their Blackwater series. My favorite is Warlock. Have you ever had it?
Mm-mm.
Warlock is the one that comes out usually around like autumn. It is not pumpkin. It's not that stuff. It's an imperial stout, and it's fabulous because it's like a spiced imperial stout,
Oh, that's
and it's magically delicious. Like it, I know, like putting on the Warlock
Lucky
thing, but
Charms.
it's really, really good. That's my favorite. I think it's like I'm the one who introduced Chris to all like that stuff because it's what I like to drink. I have taught him all of his bad habits. I'm completely to blame for everything.
You're
I
an
taught him.
enabler.
I am like I taught him to eat. I taught him to drink. Like all of this stuff, it's my fault.
You're like his mom.
But like the vices. Like I taught him all the vices.
Oh,
Like,
so when he prestiged regular eating and drinking, then you like upped, like it's New Game Plus with you, and now it's the stuff.
Oh yeah.
that you kill him. Yeah.
I taught him how to eat well. I should put it that way. I taught him how to eat well.
Mhm.
And I'm like, so have you ever had good alcohol? Anything of like quality? So that's that I am totally to blame for all of his vices. It's my fault.
Well, we thank you for your service.
That's what I do to everybody. It's like, so what do you like to drink?
Oh yeah, I'm a corrupter.
I am
Yeah.
a total corrupter.
I feel myself
important.
to be an agent of Dionysus. Honestly, if I pray to one
That's why we
god,
get along.
Yeah.
I also have that feeling about me. I'm like, so
yeah,
I
it's literally sex, drugs, and rock and roll is Dionysus. Like that's
and
that's
madness.
what-
You know,
that's-
you're tearing people apart. But
Well, I mean,
Maynard's
look, you
not
can't.
the same.
Hey, all right, you take one.
If you don't
take
have
the
a
other.
vomitorium, I don't think you can.
Yeah,
I don't think you can claim that.
that's really fair.
toilet, Brad. All right.
You need also a bath. Like you need to have like the Roman bath thing. I feel like they did life right in some ways, but fascinating civilization. They're like all. I'm thoroughly obsessed with ancient history, and the Romans are fun in that like they were insanely superstitious, and the upper class was surprisingly pious. Like you hear like all these crazy things about like excess, and they're true. Like all the excessive stuff is true, but it's like the entire civilization had OCD. They're like, if we don't pray to this particular god, my sandals are going to break and I'm going to get killed in battle. If I don't pray to this god and make this offering this morning, we're all going to die. And they were like that.
Well,
I
their
mean-
aqueducts were all lined with lead, so.
They'll do it.
Or it's that sulfur from that one Doctor Who episode, the Pompeii one. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all well, like the Oracle Delphi was, the woman was sitting on a tripod over a fissure in the earth, so like all of the poisonous gases or
that's a legit thing. Yeah,
that's a real thing.
You don't get like stone skin like that one guy from the first episode of Sherlock who's in that episode.
No, like you get visions because you're hallucinating, and then you die at like 25 because you've been inhaling toxic fumes from the center of the earth.
Yeah, but like you were gonna die around 25 either way.
Depends.
If you're a woman, be it like in childbirth.
Childbirth, yes. Yeah, you're gonna die in childbirth.
And if you're a man in war or from like stubbing your toe the wrong way and then it gets infected and then they're like, let's drain the humors. And it's like, well, all right. Oh, there's too much bad blood here. Let's get that good blood in.
Yes and no. So if you're talking like Dark Ages, 100%. If you're talking Roman Empire, no, you actually had a pretty good chance of living longer than that because they were more advanced in medicine. And then, everything got lost and destroyed. And then nobody knew anything anymore because they didn't believe in science or medicine.
What's
or
that
engineering
like?
Or anything. It's like I feel like I'm living this.
It's swings and roundabouts, isn't it?
Everything is cyclical.
Like all of that shit predated the Dark Ages, and then then they were like leeches, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, have you heard this story about how George Washington died?
Yes. It is a fantastic. Speaking of podcasts, we did a whole podcast bit earlier, Rowan. You would have fucking loved it.
I did not do that. American history is not like my sweet spot, so I would love to do that.
Well, there's a podcast called The Dollop, and it is an American history podcast, and it really does not sugarcoat any of that shit.
I love that.
And so my favorite episodes of theirs are baseball ones. I don't give a fuck about baseball, but holy shit, is the history of baseball in this country fascinating.
I bet.
It's so insane. When they do an expedition, so whenever somebody's trying to set a record by going like they did the Donner Party, But like that's not even like
Everest.
top. That's not top 10 most interesting. Somebody has to eat somebody story that they do. And then ones with discovering a new territory where the moral of the
living there.
right, where the moral of the story is, hey, don't trust these white people. They're going to kill you. And then inevitably they do. Or they find an island full of penguins that are just hanging out near Australia. And then what they do is turn them into oil. Do they need the oil? Nah, they just want to see how much they can make.
Wow.
That's
Oh,
about right.
literally?
Yeah.
Oh
Macquarie
my
Island.
fucking God.
Yeah. The dollop. So anyway,
Right.
and then I think the fourth category that I love the most is presidents, because they cover them. I know a lot about Donald Trump and Ronald Reagan and George H.W. Bush, and they haven't done the Obama one yet. But oh no,
Oh, it's coming.
it's coming, and it's just
Yeah.
But like you see how the groundwork for a lot of this shit has been laid. But yes, I've heard about them fishing around in George Washington's guts for like 3 days, and then he's just, oh my God. Was that when he got pneumonia and then they tried to treat it? Or was that, because I may be getting him confused with the guy who, no, because he like rode his horse to his house from like pretty far, like from like miles away in a rainstorm, and he was late to dinner and he didn't want to take his coat off. So he just sat there in his cold, wet fucking clothes and then got pneumonia. Because he's a man and you tough it out with your sheep's teeth. His mouth was awful, by the way. It was a bad mouth.
That I know. That I know.
One of the worst mouths. One of the worst. A lot of people are saying it's one of the worst mouths.
Worst mouths ever.
It came to me, tears in his eyes. George Washington had such a bad mouth. His mouth is so bad. Our brave generals, our handsome, straight out of Central Casting. Anyway, George Washington was a piece of shit and the richest guy in the country, and that's why he was president.
Well, weren't they kind of all?
Yes,
garbage?
Even Alexander Hamilton.
All of them were. I mean, like,
Aaron Burr should have been the hero of that shit.
Yeah,
he should have been like Brutus in the Julius Caesar play, and then we should have seen how that fallout affected his life.
I mean, like
he wasn't great. He wasn't great, but like if you were to compare them to like modern, The Dollop did a 4-part episode on Aaron Burr, and Hamilton was in the first 2.
Well,
that's all I'm
was
saying.
A head case and a narcissist and
an elitist, like for real, straight up. Like he was like, we should end slavery so that we can tax their income because this is free labor that we're not getting a piece of.
That sounds about right. Wow. Like,
he they frame it in the play like he was like, oh, I saw what slavery did to my island. He's like, no, I saw that they were using it ineffectively. Like he was an opportunist and an economist. Yeah. And I mean, he's foundation. He's one of the founding fathers for fucking sure. A lot of shit we're dealing with
economy
right now.
And like our structure. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Our financial system is like that's Hambo. That's bloody Hambo, mate. But Aaron Burr was not a hero, but like he was for suffrage and for like immediate abolition. And I mean,
it's back down hard because like he knew it would never fly. Burr?
What?
Didn't he like backtrack because he wanted to?
Yeah, he did read the room after the Constitutional Convention.
Yeah.
But
I feel like he was more of an opportunist than anything.
I think Hamilton was the opportunist.
I think they both were.
They both were because that's how politicians are. But like I'd say I will send you a link to this podcast. I don't mean to propagandize. But
no, I'm always interested in like, okay, so tell me the gruesome and the grisly real stuff. That's always interesting to me.
Yeah, like Aaron Burr didn't have as much of an impact, but he was a monumental figure in his time.
He did on Hamilton.
And Hamilton was always trying to fucking coax people into duels and shit.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you know.
That was like a thing he did. He was
This
hot-headed.
was crazy.
Yeah,
Like, they're-
this guy was he
yeah.
but my main problem with the show, it's not all the whitewashing done by black people. My problem with the show is why did he cast himself in the lead role?
Well, he's not white.
No, he's not white. I'm not saying no. The whitewashing is hey, the
story.
founding fathers were cool. Remember when they rapped?
My thinking on it was more in the vein of if we make this modern, people
I
will
do
watch
yeah,
it.
I
Oh, yeah.
do understand, but it did do a lot of legwork for the propagandization of American past through like hip modern storytelling and like see these guys and like they're
Mhm.
not there's like 2 or 3 times in the show where they mention some hypocritical shit. There's the Schuyler Sisters song where they talk about feminism, and it's like, we can't
Yeah.
fucking vote, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Fix that shit. And then it's like, we'll do it in like 150 years. And then
And
they
then
talk about
it's not.
slavery once, with the Jefferson Hamilton cabinet battle, and
Oh,
then
it's mentioned more than that.
yeah, and then yeah, the abolitionist thing, he mentions it in the My Shot song. But like it really brushes over what could have been like a grander part of it, and I understand that it purposefully wasn't because he didn't want to alienate all the white people that can purchase tickets to this goddamn show, but
Yeah.
like it would have bogged down the story. Yeah, I understand, and I'm not, and don't get me wrong, and I've said it on this goddamn show a lot. I loved Hamilton.
Yeah.
I still like the songs a lot. I think it's
Some of them are really
I
good.
think it deserved all of those goddamn awards, except they should have given one to Waitress. Just give one to Waitress. Just give one. It's not fair that show came out the same year Hamilton did. Because of
It didn't have
course
a
Hamilton's gonna fucking sweep. It didn't have a shot, and it's a
Didn't have a
great
shot.
show, and it's
Right.
a
Well, you know, I have a favorite saying. Of course, life's not fair, because if it was, all the awful shit that ever happens to you, you deserve.
And nobody ever wants that to circle in
No.
their head.
No,
Uh,
it's
Everybody's the hero of the story, right? Like no
Oh my
one thinks
God.
like I'm the sidekick in my life. Like no, I'm the hero of my story.
solipsism, or what we call now main character syndrome.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you're the hero of the story. Your opinions are fact, right? Your taste
Oh my
is
God.
good.
This is the
Right.
whole thing, how nobody can shut the fuck up, is because like they surround themselves with people who will just like yes and their mania, whatever it may be.
Echo chamber. Yeah,
Yeah.
like all those delightful algorithms, like we were kind of talking on that AI stuff.
Mm.
It just sends you deeper and
Yeah,
deeper
yeah,
into the
yeah.
far recesses of some really scary shit. Because like, oh, you like this thing, or you said this thing,
Right.
Let's
And you
take
know,
this further
and
get you with people who just think that thing,
or
and you
they
hear it as
funnel
their
you.
opinion.
They funnel you a lot of times into stuff you otherwise wouldn't have even like known about, or
Never.
wouldn't have
Yeah.
even like, this we've talked about the manosphere and like the alt-right YouTube pipeline shit, and like these people, the algorithm fucking presents this stuff to people
It does.
because it's popular, it gets clicks. So you're like, oh, you like this popular Mr. Beast video? Maybe you'll like this Andrew Tate appearance on Fresh and Fit. And since their demographics overlap, which is horrifying to me,
Horrifying
because
to you.
that's what
You're
exactly
teenage, right?
they're in your house. The people, the demographic is your children.
These are my kids, and
Right.
like the thing that like I'm like, oh, thank God. When I have those moments where I'm talking to the 15-year-old,
Right.
and he knows what my beliefs and things are, because I'm not exactly shy or quiet. Because
Yeah, hopefully you have a witch table behind you, so like, yeah.
They should know. And it makes him really uncomfortable, by the way.
So do I.
Yeah, like, well, I'm your mom, get used to it. Yeah, like it's just it's fine. But I feel like every once in a while I did a decent job because like somehow like Andrew Tate came up, was like, yeah, fuck that guy. I'm like, and thank God. And I did. I did my job. I'm a good mom because he got there on his own, didn't have to bring it up, didn't have to say,
Nice.
don't go there, don't read. He's
Right.
just like, oh, what an asshole. And I'm like, you know what? I'm good with profanity because what an asshole.
Because
We're
what an
good.
asshole. That is an
That is
understatement.
correct.
He's getting off fucking easy calling him an asshole.
I'm like, we're set. I'm like, all right, I have one parenting because he got there on his own.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I'm a successful parent.
Yeah. It
Thank
is.
God.
Yeah. But I would have been the fucking demographic for real. Like if I had access to all of this fucking internet shit when I was that age, I was wayward enough and seeking the approval of other boys like my age and slightly older because I was a year younger than everybody in my class. And I was smaller already. Like I'm not a large man.
That's
but
CJ.
I'm like 5'8". I don't know. I don't fucking measure my height because I don't care at all. But like I was at least 6 inches smaller when I started high school. And there were, I was 13 when I went into that building. And there were like, I was going to school with men.
Yeah.
Just like the guys on the football team are just fucking, they're just guys. They're just big 6 foot guys. And
it's
so
a scary time.
Yeah. But oddly enough, by the time I got to high school, I was so convinced that I wasn't going to be able to fit in with those people.
That you just even try.
I stopped trying, and then my high school was big enough to where I found my people. I found the people that I would play Yu-Gi-Oh cards with in the hallway near the trophy case because the school had too many fucking people. So at lunch, you could just like be anywhere in the hallway, just throughout the entire length of the school. Yeah. And so the nerds and the theater kids would sit down by the trophy case. And those were my people. Yeah.
How many did you have? How many kids in your school?
3,000.
Shit.
Yeah, mine had 4,000. Like it was insane. Like my high school was larger than some college campuses. Like the population of students. I mean, New York City Board of Ed, right? Like they shove us.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
I went to high school in Colorado Springs.
Oh yeah, so you got 35 people per class.
Yeah, 45.
Entire grade.
No, there was probably like 400 in my class.
Okay, all right, yeah.
That's
That's like an average high school size.
That's not too bad. Like there was about 900 in my graduating class.
Yeah, I think
for commencement. It was like there's a lot.
I think the graduating class, the 04 graduating class, when that was my freshman year, was the biggest that they'd had at the school. And I think it was like 800, 900 people.
It's crazy when
your freshman year was 10 years after my graduating year.
Look, man, we don't have to do statistics here.
Yeah, I graduated in 1994.
All right, Bill
so
Nye.
Did I.
Yay.
But it's crazy though. Like there are those big, I think there's like that gulf of like there's a gigantic pluses of a huge school and the gigantic negatives of a huge school. You could disappear in my high school if you really wanted to.
If you want, same in mine.
There was everything you could possibly want because they had to have every program you could think of.
Right.
For the super smart kids, to the kids who were struggling, to the kids who wanted more vocational things, like the theater kids. Like we had that kind of variety that you could do that. So you had access to a lot of stuff. So that was like the big plus. And if you didn't necessarily fit in with the popular crowd, there wasn't a popular crowd because there were too many damn kids.
Right.
So
there were people who like were popular in certain circles, but there was not just a group of people that were just the popular kids.
Yeah, because there were like 20 of those. Like there were 20 of those.
There were too many ecosystems. Yeah.
Yeah. So you could kind of find your niche, and I love that because and that was like my first start. We had just moved. My mom married my stepdad, and we moved. So like,
Oh, fuck. Okay.
yeah,
I've
and that's
never
when
had that. I've
I
always
found myself
matriculated
there.
with people that I've known. I've never been able to have a fresh start until like college, and even then I went to community college. So like,
And we moved a bunch, and
yeah.
that's a whole other story. If you want to get into my backstory, that's a hell of a story. But so this was like a completely different group of kids, different area, different everything. I was so freaking happy because I hated where I was because I was in someplace smaller, which I did not like. And it was very cliquey. And oh boy, was I not that girl. I was not. I mean, thinking of me, like younger me, I was like a sad, super shy little girl.
More Velma than Daphne.
Oh, I was definitely Velma. Actually, I was more Wednesday. Like, to be completely honest, I was way like, I was Wednesday Addams. Like that was
That
me.
tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like very serious, very quiet, super observant because I trusted no one for lots of reasons.
Amen.
And kind of goth, and like that was
Okay, that's Wednesday Addams. Yeah. Yeah.
like that.
I'm assuming you didn't like try to actively poison people or whatever she does.
No,
in that
no,
show.
I was not.
That show's pretty fun.
Murderous.
Yeah,
I need to watch that.
I liked it.
Yeah.
So I wasn't murderous. I wasn't going to kill anybody.
Hey, Joylene, good for you.
Yeah, like didn't actually kill anybody. Didn't want to kill anybody.
Hey, give yourself a pat on the back.
Yeah, good job. Good job, past me not being homosexual.
Right. That's
great.
I love that for you.
Yeah. So that kid going into a small high school is hell on earth. Like so,
I bet. Yeah, my God.
So I was so glad that we moved. I'm in this gigantic city high school, and I got to be with people who were kind of like me. And I don't mean like super goth kids, because those are not my friends, believe it or not. I got to be with the super nerdy kids. And I'm like, thank you.
Yeah. It was such a sigh of relief.
It was a huge relief because everybody looked at me like I was an alien.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, why don't you like you like, oh, shut up. Like,
I have no idea what you're referring to.
Yeah, like
just three people who fit right the fuck in no matter where we go. Everything's fine all the time.
All the time.
I wasn't student class president just because like I didn't want to be. So but I like everybody was like super like you should run. And I was like, no, stop.
Yeah, all these people just dying to be my friend.
Everybody wanted to be my friend all the time, and it was just like,
so popular.
Go away, please don't come over here and tell me that I'm pretty.
Yeah, so popular. It was really overwhelming. That was not the experience.
I still have.
I will say though, high school actually was good for me. Middle school though was like fucking.
Middle school was
hell. Middle school was hell. Middle school was you. Hey, here's a great idea. You know what? Like that thing that everybody's like, ooh, that was kind of the worst time in my life. Puberty. You remember that when you don't know what the fuck is going on and you're too scared to ask anybody what the fuck is going on with your own goddamn body, which you've had for your whole life, and now it's doing stuff. Okay, sure. I don't know what to do with this confusion and rage. I guess I'll bully someone. You know that. So let's put, like, for me, 1,000 of those kids from the ages 12 to 14. Let's put them all in a box. And let's keep them in that box for like 7.5 hours a day, 5 days a week. And then let's do 9/11 on the first year of this kid's run of that. Let's do that. Should we do that? Let's do that. Hey, you know what? Let's do that. They stopped that. And here we are. They stopped that program. I guess they didn't like the results of 9/11ing a generation of people. when they were in middle school.
Yeah.
Anyway, I never got stuffed into a locker, but about everything else happened.
Yeah.
I didn't get beat up. I got into fights, but I never got. Oh no, I did get beat up once.
Yeah, my particular friend group, like we didn't have middle schools where I was. We had junior high, which
Oh.
is extra hellish, actually.
Really?
It's just
Oh, it's
that little bit older.
Isn't it 7th to 9th?
It's 7th and 8th grade.
So it's just 7th and 8th.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So it's just like pure puberty.
Yep.
Pure
'Cause
vicious.
6th grade
And Drake is there.
Yeah, because it's Degrassi. That's where I went. I went to Degrassi. Did you know?
and Drake is still there to this very day. Good night, everybody.
No, I heard Kendrick Lamar took that over.
Mic drop.
Yeah.
Your
Yes,
son
he-
is responsible for me knowing about this beef,
Beef?
by the way. That is not a
He
joke.
was
Because
so happy to tell us about it. He's like, you got to hear the diss tracks. And I'm
it's
like, all right, whatever.
incredible.
It's hilarious.
It's some of the best art that came out last year, for real.
It's
I
beautiful.
don't understand though. Like,
Why would
how
Drake
could-
come after Kendrick? I don't understand either. It doesn't make
not
sense
even
to
that.
me.
It's just like how does
not a real
anybody
rapper.
even like put them on the same league?
They're not.
You're not.
Thank you.
That's
Oh
why
my
it's
God.
funny.
See, that's what I said though. But like,
It's just, like,
he's the biggest rapper in the world. How is
it
that?
makes no sense.
How? But we know how because like he sells records.
He sounds
And
like
so-
he's on a television
and so-
show.
The more
Yeah.
records he sells, the more the record label pushes him, and the more press he gets. And then he's just like, it's manufactured consent fucking again. But I would posit, and this is my hot take, that Drake is not a rapper. Drake
No.
is an actor.
I
He's a
agree.
good
Yeah.
actor
Yeah.
because he convinced everybody he was a rapper. But he's never been a rapper. He's been acting as though he is a rapper.
No, he
And
was
he's not.
He was an actor
And
first.
it
He's a
took
child actor.
it and which hey, so look, man, fucking Michael Jackson, fucking
Well,
like,
at least
you know,
he got
like-
out of it and it, a little less broken.
Right. He only like texts with 17-year-old girls.
Yeah, I don't know.
She wasn't
He got out
17
of
at the
it.
time.
Okay.
She was like 14 or some shit.
Yeah, like
that shit was
I
wild.
don't
Like
think
the
he came out
Stranger
on
Things kid.
stage.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
but
no.
He's gross. There's
yeah, it's not
okay.
great. Like I mean, like at best, Kendrick was like just oversimplifying, maybe. Like that's at best for Drake.
Yeah, like he was like
It's creep. It's yeah. It's I mean
yeah,
it's
he's gross and
it's not. It doesn't look good for him.
no, but like the
And then the
tracks-
fact that he sued his own record label, which Kendrick is also on, but like he sued the label. I think that lawsuit is still pending.
I think you're right.
Yeah, over the song "Not Like Us" because, and I'm pretty sure this is my galaxy brain going, but I'm pretty sure it's because he doesn't want him to be able to do it at the Super Bowl because he's playing the Super Bowl in like 2 weeks.
Is that even gonna?
I hope he does. Like that.
If I'm Kendrick,
I would.
for sure, I at least like I will pepper the song in like just the chorus. They not
Yeah.
like us. Like there's no
Okay,
cussing
that
in there.
okay,
yeah.
I can see that happening. I can
Right.
imagine though, like part of his contract saying, "No, you can't do that."
I'm sorry. Like the best thing ever was if you did like the Google Earth search of Drake's address and it says owned by Kendrick Lamar, and that was like chef's kiss. I'm like, that's the best thing I've seen in ages.
Oh,
Like, yeah,
No.
like my son, he's like, Mom, you got to see this, and I'm like,
I mean, it's
freaking hilarious.
such a master class
Oh, yeah.
in hubris and in like it's like if who's a shitty like C tier DC villain who's like you know what, a shitty C tier Marvel villain. It's like Stiltman, who like his power guess what it is? It's stilts. And people love his fucking stilts. This is Drake, by the way. People love his fucking stilts. He's from Canada, so they're foreign stilts, and he's pretty,
They're
I
foreign
guess.
stilts.
I don't know. Sometimes he has facial hair, sometimes he doesn't, and he's so sensitive. And look at his stilts. No, Kite Man. Fuck yeah.
It's
Kite
Kite
Man. Yes,
Kite Man.
it's Kite Man. He's totally Kite Man. He's got a
Kite
great
Man.
kite. He flies around. Oh, look at her. Hell yeah. And he just like kites around, coming up against Batman, who prepares for
man.
everything, who always knows, who has a plan to kill the whole ass Justice League.
Yeah.
And you're like,
in this
nah,
case,
I'll
it's a
come for
TV
you,
guy
dude.
to
Yeah,
poke some holes in the friggin' kite.
that's all he did. Yeah,
Crash to the ground.
and Drake, Kendrick pre-poked holes in the kite, and then was like, "Come fly at me, bro." And then he did it, and then he was like, "He's gonna fall exactly like this," and then he fell exactly like that, and then he did a victory lap, and now he's playing the Super Bowl.
Oh my god.
But it's Batman and Kite Man.
You're right. It is. And now I have to remember to tell CJ the Kite Man Batman analogy because
Yeah.
he would love it.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
absolutely,
it's
and I don't know. I
Perfect.
mean, I mean the Harley Quinn version of Kite Man
Oh yeah, the
versus
pathetic,
versus
whiny
the
Kite Man.
versus the
Yeah.
Robert Pattinson Batman, or like the comic book Batman, like one who's like.
Super smart.
Remember when
always
Robert
prepared.
Pattinson punched that guy too many times? Remember in that scene in the subway, and then he punches the guy, and then he keeps punching, and it's like, wow, man.
Stop
And then he
himself.
keeps going, and it's like, oh, you've punched him enough. And he punches him one more time. It's like, oh no, oh Bruce,
Dude, you
come
gotta
back
stop.
to me, Bruce.
I haven't
Well,
watched
too
that
far.
one, so
I
You
was
haven't
good.
seen The Batman?
It's
I
so
have
good.
not.
It's the best one.
It's the best one.
It's the best one. Rowan,
Rowan.
the best one.
See, now there's two of us.
It's because I watched the Snyder cut and I was like,
Oh no.
No.
why
And
did
Rowan.
I do this?
we just watched
Why
that
did I do
too, Glenn.
this?
We,
It's
What was
the
that?
tallest movie ever made.
we just rewatched them. Like, how bad could it be?
It's not. Look,
It's not.
it's
not-
not worse than the other Justice League.
Oh, I didn't see that one. I just
Oh
watched
man, that one's
like,
bad.
Be glad you didn't, because
That one's a big. That's a steamy pile of poo. That is what I'm fearing.
it's
The
not a
Captain America movie is going to be.
no.
Is a steamy pile of
the-
poo like that.
The theatrical release of Justice League is Madam Web. That's all you need to know. It's
Wow.
bad. It's
Yeah.
bad.
Okay.
It's so bad.
It really is, and it's like stitched together.
It's.
I mean,
horrible.
it's cut to shit. The reshoots are so obvious. The CG is so fucking bad.
The
And
jokes
then
are
and
bad.
then there's the script.
Yeah, it's bad.
The only good thing about Zack Snyder movies are the visuals.
Mhm.
Really? And like Joss Whedon fucked that up because he didn't want it to look like a Zack Snyder movie. So he
But
cut it
all
to
in
shit.
slow motion.
The color grading is all fucked. Yeah, well then
Yeah.
there's the
So Snyder,
Man.
so like the Snyder cut is just like, here's another slow motion. Here's
it's
some more slow motion.
really if you
Here's
cut
a
out
lot of
all the
slow
slow-mo,
motion.
if you
It's an hour and a half.
Yeah,
But-
it's exactly. Yeah, it's a
Snyder cut
nice
is
2
suddenly
hours.
like theatrical release time, but like the Whedon one, it's like Technicolor awful.
It's
Just
fucking
don't.
horrifying.
Just don't.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you didn't watch that and do that to yourself.
Yeah,
The
it's
Snyder cut at least is the better version of that
right,
movie.
right. I'm just
Agree.
waiting. I'm just waiting for James Gunn to do his thing.
Yeah.
So in
I'm-
like
I'm
3
excited.
years, if we still have Hollywood in 3 years,
Do we have a burn
then,
it down? I don't know.
well, yeah, it may burn down. They
I
may
mean-
like completely defund it and like stop all the subsidies that they give like to
You
the
know,
film industry
I think everybody
because
who's
Hollywood's too
ever-
fucking woke.
Yeah, like all those folks end up in prison because
Right, exactly. It'll be
yeah,
the 1950s again, where
It
they were
is.
just putting directors in prison. Yeah,
that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
We just had the Elia Kazan conversation the other day because he ratted people out.
Oh,
that was when
no.
Ronald Reagan was president of SAG.
Yeah, another piece
Did
of
you
shit.
know he was that?
I did.
Did you
Yeah,
know
yeah.
he was like a lib in the 50s?
Yeah, well,
He was like
Trump was a
pro-labor.
registered Democrat. Like it's
Right.
all bullshit.
Right. So like, what does that say about anything? Who knows?
All
So,
garbage.
I do have to go to the
MAGA
bathroom.
Hollywood
Oh
is
yeah.
gonna be
It's already happening. It's on
it's
Netflix.
gonna be a
Well-
Ben like a Ben Shapiro and Neil Gaiman,
Oh my God, Neil
Oh.
Gaiman.
Oh.
Gaiman,
directed
man.
by Joss Whedon.
Oh
Oh
my
my God.
My stomach is hurting right now.
Yeah.
I'm
And
so
like I
sorry.
was really
But
looking
like
forward
they're
to
really promoting women, right? It's like no, it's just because they're obsessed with grooming.
it's
young
the euphoria
girls.
thing. It's the euphoria thing.
Ugh.
Where it's just like, yeah, we're showing the plight of these young girls, and it's like, no,
No,
you're
you're
getting
getting
Sydney
off on it.
Sweeney to get her tits out.
That's what it is. Like they're just getting off on
That's
it.
what you're doing. Yeah.
Like oh, the Gaiman stuff. Like no, I'm not a huge Gaiman fan anyway. I just always
What are you,
found
the U.S.
his
government?
writing
You're not a gay men fan?
funny.
I
I
was a
always
huge
found
fan
his
of
writing.
Sandman.
I always found him a little full of himself. Like he
Oh,
really is a
for
fan of
sure.
himself.
For sure.
And so like so his writing didn't grab me because I'm like he really loves
David Mamet.
Yeah. He just loves his own voice. So
Mhm. Yeah.
I like the concepts. I didn't like the execution.
Yeah, like
I think I could say that.
he narrated a couple of episodes of the Sandman TV show, which is really good.
It is
And
good.
I'm looking forward to season 2, but I know that he was heavily involved in it.
Ew.
And they just announced it's the final season.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is fine.
Yeah.
I figured
Yeah.
that.
His
like
his short fiction in
I gotta
Fragile
pee, but I
Things
can't hear
is
you guys.
amazing. Fragile Things is amazing.
I can
And he
believe it
reads
because
the
they said it-
audiobook and it's really good. And
Yeah.
it just guts me because I really loved his work, you know.
it's hard, when it's so how the show started was me saying I wish everybody would stop talking. In this case, I wish everybody would stop being a predator. Because these artists that I really enjoy their work. And I'm like, and now I can't watch it. Now I can't read it. Now I can't, because all I can think of is what they are, what they said, what they did. The things that he has done allegedly is vile. Like he groomed women for years. And I made myself read some of those articles.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you know what? Someone needs to read this stuff. Somebody needs to bear witness to these things. And so I read it. And it's methodical. Like he was predatory. Like he really kind of groomed and plotted out what he was going to do for years. He took advantage of very vulnerable women, which is disgusting. Just it's horrific.
And it just guts me because for me he in particular he was like sort of kind of a role model of how I thought was a role model of how to be a man that wasn't like a
That
it wasn't a like ultra masculine BS thing, right? And then just to find that he was a smarmier version of that is just like, oh.
It's very like all of those guys, like, and I kind of put Whedon in the same category because here were these two men that were kind of held up as they're championing women.
Yeah.
They're championing women as the main character. They're putting women at the forefront. Like Gaiman was a big feminist, right? Like Whedon, Buffy, the Buffyverse, like it's all about women. And then you find out they had to keep Michelle Trachtenberg in another room because he was such a piece of garbage. So like all of those things are so epically disappointing to me because all they did was figure out how to catch their prey.
Right.
They used it.
Yeah, they use the system for what the system has been
Yeah.
historically used for. Like it's just coming out now because
It's just a lot.
information travels faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
And-
harder to
yeah.
keep secrets.
And Neil in particular, like, you know, in the 90s, he was writing empathetic stories
Yeah.
about trans characters, you know,
Mhm.
in the 90s, you
Mm.
know. But in the same, you know, in the same book, he was writing about a character who was a, you know, a child predator,
Yeah.
you know,
And
not sympathetically, you know, that
No.
guy was a caricature, but it was just like,
but then you find
wow.
out he's that guy. And so
Yeah.
like, it's, you know, artists always put a little bit of themselves. There's something always a little autobiographical, regardless of whatever the art is. And when you realize he wasn't the Sandman, right? Because everybody kind of thought that was like part of his, you know, persona, right? He was that guy, or one of those, you know, characters that was kind of like the hero.
Was
Oh
he the
no,
Corinthian?
he was actually the rapist, the pedophile, you know. So like all of these guys that you're hearing about, even as they are, you know, championing women, there's always something rapey. Like there's always something in these stories of violence against women, assault, something really horrifying. I remember that episode of Buffy where Spike tries to rape her. And I'm like, that's him living out his fantasy. Let's be honest. Like that's Whedon in that moment. That's not just the character. You know, there's it's a lot.
The thing that really fucking pisses me off and like really is off-putting to me about these artists and, you know, performers and what have you, people in the limelight that are exposed to be predators is, and this is what taints the art for me, or the product, the content. Since Chris isn't here, I can throw that word
You say
around.
it.
Yeah. It's my favorite. Is when they use their influence in these fields that they've gained so much clout. Louis C.K., Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, all of these motherfuckers who like use their status as a gatekeeper, as like a fucking titan of industry, to do their, like they use that to form their hunting grounds, to you know, apply that metaphor to it. It's that's the fucking shit that like that's yeah. I mean, but like I guess that's like what some of them are in it for. That some of them, it's just a perk of the job, and like it's hard to tell the difference, but honestly it's a distinction really without a difference after a certain point.
Yeah, I think I think it's like anything, whether it's a traumatic experience or sudden wealth and privilege. I don't think it actually changes you. I think it just turns up the volume on what you already are.
That is exactly, yes, that is the philosophy I subscribe to as well.
Not everybody who, you know, finds himself in that position is going to be a predator.
Hey, how about this?
Some people are drawn to that because it allows them to be a better predator. So sure, you're probably going to get a lopsided number.
Yeah.
Maybe because it allows for that, right? Like, so that's why like politics attracts people like that.
Yes.
You know, industry, you know, being super wealthy in business attracts certain personalities because it allows you to do more of those things, right? So you can create your hunting ground only on a much larger scale.
Yeah.
You were already that person.
Yeah.
You know, like not everybody who gets cancer turns into, you know, this wondrous loving being, right?
Right. That was already in there.
Yeah. Like some people, it just makes them more of who they are. So like I can think of like two people I have in my head right now when I think of that exact example. was one woman I worked with who I honestly believe was a living saint. Like, she walked with the divine. She was a cancer survivor. She had a daughter who had severe developmental disability. She had a really hard life. She was the kindest, most loving human being I have ever known in my life. Then there was somebody else I knew, also a cancer survivor, who was the whiniest, angriest, pettiest human being I have ever known. So, like, those life and death experiences are like sudden windfalls. Like, you hear people like won the lottery or whatever it is. It doesn't change you. It just turns up the volume on what you are. It's all choices, right?
Yeah.
Like, you have a choice. No one's making
there's
you be an
a
asshole.
nature versus nurture argument, but like at a certain point,
You still
you are
decide.
you are deciding like what you are, who you are.
Yeah,
It's like, I know a lot of autistic people,
as
and
do I.
I've seen a lot of them get excited, and I've experienced them getting excited and what they're like when they're excited. I've never seen any of them do a Nazi salute when they
Not
were
once, not
excited.
ever. Yeah,
But maybe that's new. Maybe that's some Gen Alpha shit that I don't even know about. Is that what's on the new TikTok since Trump brought it back?
It's really not. Like, if anything, folks who are on the spectrum are more likely to be all about like truth and justice.
They're more sensitive,
equity,
right?
things like
they're more
that.
tuned to. They're trying to see
Yeah.
what other people are feeling because they want to fit into that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like they're all in a small high school, and they're just trying to get by.
Never.
And
Nobody makes that gesture by accident. It says there's
three times. I'm sorry, guy. 3 times. I'm sorry. And like the fact that like liberal mainstream media like went to like go out of their way to, like we can't call let's
the Roman salute. I'm like, it's not even a thing. I mean, it's a very specific.
It's like the mustache.
Yeah.
You're trying to say something specific if you have that mustache.
Yeah. It's
unless you're very specifically and very obviously doing Charlie Chaplin.
Charlie Chaplin, do you have the hat? Are you wearing like a nice suit from the 1920s?
Do you have the cane? Like then
the curly hair?
Are you doing the roll dance with the
are you
forks and the
literally fucking Robert Downey Jr. in 2003 or whenever the fuck he played Charlie Chaplin? Then no, Michael Jordan? Then stop it, Michael Jordan.
It's just not a thing.
I do not see how that makes sense.
Well done. Good job, Jules.
That's my new thing. It's just I wait for the nobody to applaud and then I flex. Oh fuck. All right. Well, look, I'm willing to keep doing this, but if you guys want to go, here's your out. If you have to leave, I'm letting you.
I probably do need to tap out.
We depressed ourselves enough for tonight. Is that?
I mean, I think this was lovely. I like this. I like doing this. I think these are conversations that even if we don't want to have them, I think we still need to, even if it's just for a cathartic sort of release to get through whatever the fuck is going on right now. And
down by humanity,
I mean, let's let the band play while the ship fucking goes down. All right, if there are no lifeboats, then let's play fucking music. That's all I'm saying.
Though you did get me thinking about MAGA Hollywood. It's like all Kevin Sorbo movies. I think that's.
Oh my god! Yeah, it's Xena erasure. It'll be like the Hercules multiverse where he goes and kills all the Xenas because that was like
She's gay.
Yeah, I know. It's
must die. What is the new ridiculously named order like defending women bullshit?
Oh, is there a new thing? I mean, like,
It
look,
was like
these
removing all
motherfuckers
like
are
the gender stuff
they're
is to like
so
defend women. Like,
yeah, they're so
thank
good at naming
you.
their stuff. There
I,
should be a law or a department that like just it's like, hey, you have to name your thing the thing it is.
yeah,
It
like
can't
just
be
stop.
defending
Don't
families
lie.
and then you're doing gay conversion therapy. That's not, you can't name it
Yeah.
that. You can't do that.
No women were involved in the
Right,
writing of
exactly.
this
That's the fuck I'm saying. You know, when they have these hearings, like, or these congressional panels on
the
like
RFK.
women's
You know,
health or women or
Oh yeah,
birth
and
like
it's all
birth
men.
control or whatever. It's
all
all
men
like Republican guys from
who don't know how
Louisiana.
bodies work. That's my favorite. Like, so like
Who?
all of these folks. I'm like, do you have anybody who knows how the human body works? Do you have anyone like? Can
And
we
they're
get
like,
you, like a 7th grade like health textbook that explains how
Well,
the reproductive system works? I know you don't believe in it because
what,
we're not allowed to
books
have
or
that.
reproductive health?
Neither. You can't have fact-based sex ed, God forbid.
Mm.
And have that.
experts are elitist.
They are.
Dude, see that shit. And then the people that are saying that shit are like, yeah, but I shouldn't have to pay tax. Yeah, but I don't want to see homeless people on the streets. It's like,
That's what Giuliani did.
elite. That's elitism. Hey, you're doing the thing you said that I'm doing. You're doing
Yeah.
it though.
Well, they don't want to
I'm
see it.
saying you. But you say
Well,
me.
it's only elitism if I don't like it,
Oh my
Jules.
god, that's like, and so the fact that like
Not fair.
these motherfucking fascists call people that are like, hey, maybe we should have healthcare for everybody. Hey, maybe since we have so many empty buildings and nobody in them, and there's a lot of homeless people, maybe we should put them in those buildings and
Would that
maybe
be
give them
free?
food and stuff. I'm a fascist
Communism.
because of government overreach. Meanwhile, they want to reach into my goddamn vagina, which I don't even have.
Your vagina.
Yeah, I don't even have one, and they're reaching in there. There's surplus
vagina.
vaginas apparently, and they're just there's
Apparently.
Anyway.
I do love it. Like
we love to see it.
I do. Like it's truly amazing. Like I didn't know you a story.
You do. It's about the men. What about men's rights or some shit like that?
It was a
Oh,
men's
God.
race and like
Yeah, that. So Ray Rowan, luckily you showed up for this.
I feel very betrayed by my gender. I'm just going to say this, because this is actually coming from women, which is the most horrifying thing ever. And I'm like, we should know better, because it's not like the scales are even, were ever even.
No.
So like
maybe in a pre-agricultural society, like when we had like a matriarchy, maybe then the rules were kind of even.
I'm not even sure then.
But I don't think then either. No, because there was still rape and shit. Anyway.
Ancient Egypt, women could own property.
Right.
Same thing with Rome. Same thing with certain city-states in Greece. So you kind
all
of
of a sudden they were property. What?
No.
Anyway.
But they propped up the patriarchy though.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, anyway, Phyllis Schlafly. Anyway, go ahead.
So, I am in my witchy spaces, which is usually a safe space where I don't have to deal with this crap, right? There are like various, online groups. It's usually a safe haven from the MAGA bullshit. And they're infiltrating. And there were a few things that have come up recently, and it was women in particular. There was it's like burning into my brain. This one woman, she's like, I'm so glad men get to be men again. Ugh. What?
Oh my God.
And she's like, yeah, like they don't have to be ashamed of being masculine. I'm like, who's ashamed of being masculine? Like, I live in a house full of awesome men. Like, what are you talking about? You psycho. Just kind of going off on misunderstanding the difference between an abuser who uses the mask of the nice guy, which is still toxic masculinity.
Of course.
Right? It still is. Versus like the tough guy protector bullshit that's so much better. I'm like, no, it's all bullshit. Like it's all bad.
Same. It's the two-party system.
Bad.
It's the same thing.
It's all bad. Like these things are not one or the other.
Oh my God.
They're in the same basket of awful. It's all manipulative power bullshit. It's all bad.
When these guys I think the main thing about this, what about men's rights, women have all the power sort of thing,
which
is that
in this country
they don't have any power. That's like saying the left is the reason that this election went to Trump. No, it's not. The left has zero power in this fucking country. Stop pretending that trans people are a big enough contingent, a big enough part of your electorate to swing an election. Stop that shit.
I would like
introspect, motherfucker. But
I would love someone to name one trans athlete.
Yeah, for
Who's
sure.
Go on and on and on and on and on. Like,
for sure. Like,
these are non-issues, right? Like they're like the
non-issues.
Are
it's
so
all
insanely
manufactured
low.
consent.
It's manufactured bullshit. Like the crisis at the border, it's manufactured bullshit.
It's manufactured. There is a crisis at the border. There is a homelessness crisis. There is a student debt crisis, but it's not those crises. And it's not because of the Jews or black people or Arabs or
the crisis
the Mexicans
is not the crisis we're talking about.
Yeah, it's so a lot of these problems that these men are saying they have, a lot of the reasons they turned at people like Andrew Tate, to like the Fresh and Fit podcast, to all of these fucking incel fueling motherfuckers is
giving relationship
because of that.
Yeah,
it is the incel thing. It's because women won't fuck them, and women won't fuck them because they have shitty personalities. But they don't want to change their shitty personalities. So what they want to do is change the world around their shitty personalities so that women have to. It is their duty. It is some Steven Crowder ass shit. It's
rape culture.
It's rape culture.
Yeah.
It is. You are forced.
You are property. You are mine to use as I please.
Yeah.
It's like what fucking avowed Nazi Nick Fuentes said, "Your body, my choice." After Roe v. Wade was overturned, he was laughing into the microphone and just like,
"Dear God."
Yeah. That's Donald Trump was on his fucking podcast.
They all were. I mean, like, but all of the, all of that stuff. So when I hear women going, "I'm so glad men get to be men," I'm like,
fuck out of here.
Do you actually hear like people around you say this shit?
Yeah.
Dear God. Oh.
Yeah. It was like are you fucking kidding me? Like, clearly this is not friend group.
Right.
No.
These are
not. And honestly,
the fact that like someone would say this publicly
out loud,
and get angry at. So I can tell you what the context was, because it is truly absurd.
It sounds perfectly normal to me, but
it's amazing. Like, so somebody, she's like, isn't it interesting that with the rise of bro culture, there's suddenly a desire to put a base on the very feminine moon? That's what the statement was. Right? And these women flipped out about how dare you say such a thing. I'm so glad men get to be men. Like, that's the context of it. I'm like, you're insane.
Oh, all of that's insane. Everything you said was crazy.
But all of it's insane. But you know what I mean?
The fact that there was a visceral reaction to that clearly innocuous statement, which is kind of wacky, but fine.
The initial statement I thought was like, whatever. You know what I mean?
Like, I guess you're searching for metaphor in the chaos. Like, that's cool. That's art. We get it.
Yeah, like that was like I will scroll past this comment kind of thing.
But then people are like, multiple people are like, no, fuck you. Let men be men.
Fuck out.
Oh my
God.
God.
That is wild. Oh
Like,
my
you had a
god, we're so
reaction to
broken as
that?
a species.
We are
Oof.
broken. And I'm like, you had, like, that is the troll, right? Like, I'm like, okay, whatever. Wouldn't have phased me in the slightest. I'm
Man,
like, okay, you be you.
that's good.
Whatever. Don't care. The flip out about
The
that,
backlash to the
Yeah.
backlash.
I'm
That's
like,
always
like,
that's
what
always what
what
yeah.
is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, you're
Man.
this is insane. Like, we are broken
Yeah.
as a species, and I'm just like of all the things to react to, like I felt like that was like such like a toss off.
That's a weird hill.
Like,
That is a strangely
it's a
shaped
weird hill
hill
to
to
die
die
on.
on. Yeah.
And like,
Yeah. It looks
they were
uncomfortable up there on
dying
that
on
hill.
that hill. They're
Yeah.
like, this is it. I'm planting the flag.
It's all crag. It's all points. Like, just get off that hill. It looks painful for you.
Like, you're not gonna win. Like,
Yeah,
nothing
there's
big
no
for it.
fight here. There's
For one,
nothing. This is a
there's nothing to
nothing
fight about.
thing. Yeah.
It's a dumb thing, but like,
And they're never gonna build that moon base. No.
we can't fly planes.
That's what I'm saying. We can't get past like the fucking like rotosphere. I don't think that's a real atmospherical plane.
No,
It's not.
but like, it's not good.
So we certainly can't get past it because it doesn't exist. So,
We're not doing that anyway. Because
Jules goes flat Earth.
rotosphere. Yeah, exactly.
That's like
The Earth.
directly at-
Look, the planar horizon has been rotosphered. You can see
Oh
by
my
my fisheye lens, my walls are not warped, and they're turning the frogs gay.
my favorite one of the flat earthers, somebody put like a level on the ground and went, look. You,
Yeah.
I think should not be allowed to have tools.
So I know that Rowan and I both have seen both of these flat Earth debunking videos. One is by Folding Ideas, which is basically like a nice documentary. It's a nice watch. And then the other one's by H Bomber Guy, H Bomber Guy, who is an unhinged madman, and yeah, and he has a dog named Mortimer that he feeds chocolate, but sometimes Nutella, excuse me. And then the dog died.
Did you kill the dog? I mean, like, Garden.
It wasn't a real dog.
If dogs are horribly
Mortimer, no.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, he did a flat Earth video where he did the opposite of the thing you're saying, where it's like, okay, so look at like how the camera naturally takes in this image, like much like my camera is here, where it is bowing the planes. So like this is at an angle, but it kind of looks straight.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, right? It's forced. It's exactly. It's forced perspective. So you can correct that with video editing software.
Yeah.
And so he does that by like having like a postcard on the floor and a tape measure underneath it or something, and then he like flattens it, and it's like, see, that's what the image actually is as you'd see it. But yeah, they use this. I mean, it's all fucking pseudoscience. Like it's
painful. It's just
and
like, well, experts don't count. Science doesn't count. I only believe
Trouble with Joe Rogan. That could be a great video essay title because holy shit, that would be a 6-hour fucking video. Good God,
it would be days long.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
it would be a lot because like he started.
Everybody gets
a platform except for leftists and even progressives. Honestly, at this point on there, I think he had Bernie on in 2020 or something.
That's because Bernie gets a little,
he gets the bump. Yeah, I mean, because and he'll get feisty and he'll be like, look, all right, I don't want to talk about that. Okay, I want to talk about this. We want to talk about the top 1% of topics and the bottom 10% of content, and then we want to get in the middle, that meaty part right there.
It's just, like
the Rowan, you like the meaty part?
The meaty part. That's a good part.
Oh fuck.
It's like this is why we can't have nice things. Because Like
Yes,
these are the folks
on
that are now
multiple
ruling the
levels.
world, and it's like the level guy. Like, look, it's level. Like, dumbass, it's gravity. That's why
Yeah.
it's pulling towards the center,
Yeah,
not flat. It's pulling towards the.
right.
I'm
I
like, I
mean,
can't explain gravity because you can't see it, and you're a moron, and you don't believe in science. Yeah.
so the
And
Dark
those people
Ages.
then get to be men again. I'm so relieved
Oh my
that men get to
God,
be men
dude!
again, and I can flip.
Back in my day, we would
Nonsense.
just bonk a woman on the head with
Drag her
a
by the
club
hair into the cave.
and drag her by the
So
hair,
relieved. I'm really
and
looking
we'd
forward.
make love by the fire.
And I am so looking forward to having no rights whatsoever. That having
Me
my
too. Hey,
husband,
Rowan, you looking forward to that?
like all of us, we are the disenfranchised right
Hey,
here.
Chris will be fine
He's in charge.
until they find out his mom's heritage, and then he
His
won't be
dad's.
fine.
It's his dad's.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
his dad's. Oh, then it doesn't count.
Yeah,
Except for
Yeah.
when it does.
except when it does. Yeah, like the Erics from Germany are Jewish, but
Yeah, it turns out there are a lot of German Jews. They just
Tons.
don't live in Germany anymore.
Yeah, they left because they had
For
to.
some reason.
Imagine that. But yeah,
Sushi glory hole. Imagine that.
yeah. So Chris is going to be in charge. Actually, you know what it
Hear
is.
me
Like
out.
Rob is going to be in charge.
Us out.
He's
Yeah,
the
Rob
only
will be in charge.
one
Yeah.
who like passes like the check marks of what is okay.
No. I'm just gonna start digging a bunker out in my backyard. That's just what I'll do. There's bricks back there. Don't worry about it. I got this. You got a jackhammer.
I'm not
Jackhammer.
actually-
I hardly even know her. Sorry, what's up?
I'm just saying, like, I'm not actually joking, but I actually said to Chris the other day, like, I think we should all get our passports. I think we should
Oh
get.
yeah, I need to renew my passport for
Like,
goddamn sure.
Yeah, and I'm like, not because I'm positive, but I'm very much a be prepared.
But
like I was a Girl Scout
for
back in the
sure,
day.
just in case.
Just
For
in
sure.
case. I'm like,
We'll delete all of this off of the stream, by the way.
Yeah,
There's nowhere to go though.
there is
Ireland.
Yeah,
The billionaires have already bought New Zealand, by the way.
True.
That's the thing. Like Jeff Bezos, Zuckerberg, I think Elon also, all of the president's cabinet have land in New Zealand because it's climate proof. Even though nowhere is climate proof, baby.
And
It's coming for us all.
how many corporations are based in Ireland because of the tax breaks?
Oh fuck! Is Ireland the Delaware of the UK?
It's not part of the UK. It's part of the EU.
Well, that's true, but but it's part of the.
Yeah.
It's not part of the kingdom, but it's part of Great Britain, I guess.
Yeah. I mean,
There are
Northern
new
Ireland
safe
is part of.
spaces.
Right,
I mean,
right.
Italy has gone fascist again, which is fun. So is Spain.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Like
It's like, we also get our
twice,
history.
twice,
What's the
twice in
long
100 years.
Yeah,
Like
I
that
grew
is
up
that a
with
record? I don't know. Germany tried.
Germany tried.
They
The French
didn't
tried.
get it. The French tried, but I don't think Vichy France counts
No,
as
'cause, like, the
going
resistance
full
was there.
fash. Yeah, because they were occupied.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's not. I don't think
it's
Europe.
not
is,
looking good.
Yeah, Europe is not okay.
No, and it is a symptom of
Oh yeah.
U.S. hegemony. we've
spread our culture
dragged
everywhere.
we killed any sort of like naturalized leftist movement in most of the world.
Yep.
And so there is nothing to backstop full ass fascism going on. We've armed and aided and abetted most of the fascist actors in all of the West and the East, really. Like if you think of like during the Korean War and the Vietnam War, and all of those Sino wars,
They weren't communists. That's why.
So we got to kill them, I guess. So we got to put like all of the guns over there and then leave the guns over there when we leave.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's not looking good.
Uh,
But hey, China, hey, Russia, they're the so but us, we're good though. Yeah, right.
yeah, it's
Yeah, I mean, in most places in the world, if they're not in danger of fascism, they already have racism.
Yeah, for sure.
oh yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
I was telling Chris this thing because again, Rowan, you missed a lot of fun stuff at the beginning of this. My very much pass for white because I am like the palest Latina on the planet.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah. But my much younger self, I was much darker skinned, and my last name was Fernandez, so there was no mistaking who I am. But I was sharing with Chris that like Asian cultures, it's that light skin thing is very, very prevalent. A bunch of like beauty brands got into a ton of trouble because they were touting that their products lighten skin. And so they had to switch the wording a little bit. It's not lightening, it's brightening your complexion.
Yeah.
But it is very much about, lighter skin. Lighter skin is preferable to darker skin. It's
I'm gonna, I think I will. I think I know the way to end this. Yeah, I think I
Super
got
cheerful conversation.
No, I think hold on. I'm. Yeah, you guys keep talking, and I'm.
All right. Is this going to get your stream taken down?
I don't think so. As long as
we
we
just
do.
got taken off air.
As long
Elon
as we do
Musk and his
commentary
folks have
over.
actually hacked in and have shut us out, and we no longer have control. I know way too many government employees. It's awful.
Oh yeah.
What's happening to them?
Yeah.
Oh man, my dad has told me similar things. He gets contracts for the government. Yeah, this ad is fucking crazy. Okay, yep, for sure. We don't have to use the sound. We can just watch the thing. I mean, you know what?
Oh no.
I'm gonna turn the sound down a bit, and then we can just.
How amazing.
Oh, it's gonna be a lot. So just if you haven't seen it, maybe watch out. I think the title of the video may give it away.
I haven't seen it, but I have a feeling.
Oh goodness. Oh no.
Just wait, guys. I think you may know where this is going.
I know where this is going, and I'm horrified in advance.
Yep. Yep. Shoves a Tide Pod in his mouth. That's where the trend started, kids.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And now suddenly he's attractive.
And now he's hireable.
Oh.
改变
Dear God.
俏皮洗衣绒珠，俏皮全国招生热线400。
So that's that.
Assimilate.
And of course, he is super, super fair skinned. Like he's as white as that T-shirt. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Oof.
Oh, nothing like seeing like an entire race erased. Like,
Erasure is imminent. We will erase you all.
Sorry.
Somebody wrote that, and someone went, "Yeah, we should totally film this and then air it." That's totally fine.
I wonder.
Totally
I wonder
fine.
too if the black guy actually like knew how the commercial ended.
Speaking of Joss Whedon, so there's a scene. It feels like the Dalek voice is still on.
But isn't there enough alcohol content, by the way, in this beer for that commercial?
Oh man, yeah, that's rough stuff. So there's a scene in the Joss Whedon cut of Justice League where Ezra Miller, who is a terrorist, by the way,
Yes,
like just straight up
other piece of shit,
still at large,
How is that a thing?
I don't know.
Like, just
Anyway.
uh,
So Ezra Miller, there's a scene where Ezra Miller falls on Gal Gadot's tits,
yep,
Oh God.
of course.
and then he's like, oh, whoops. And Joss Whedon apparently tried to get Gal Gadot, I don't know, whatever. She's a terrible actor. To like do do that scene. I don't know if
Right.
like specifically with him, but just like do the other side of it. So for
Yeah.
the B-roll or whatever. And she was like, nah. And so then he was just like, okay, well then I guess you just fall on the ground or something. And so they use that, and then they superimpose him
CG'd it,
falling
yeah.
on her tits. Yeah. Because it worked really well in Age of Ultron when Mark Ruffalo fell on Scarlett Johansson's tits.
Yep.
Oh God.
It was
Yep,
good,
yeah.
and that was a good movie. Hold on.
There's there's just not enough alcohol. I think though
It was a good movie.
in Gal's defense, like wasn't she a trainer for hand-to-hand combat in the Israeli army?
Oh, probably.
I
think
know
that
she was. I know she was in the IDF,
Yeah,
which it doesn't help her case for me.
yeah. I'm just thinking like when she said no.
She's not. Yeah. Well. I mean, like,
I think he went.
oh no,
okay.
I'm on her side for saying no.
Oh no, I'm just
There.
saying like I'm pretty sure that would have been a very forceful no.
Oh yeah,
know,
for
'cause
sure.
if he pushed the issue, she probably could easily kicked his ass
She's
into
taller
oblivion.
than him.
She's taller than everybody.
She's quite tall. Yes,
when
she's
they, like,
gorgeous. Don't
she
get me
is.
wrong.
Like,
She's fucking
she's
beautiful.
absolutely beautiful.
She's just really not very good at acting.
Well,
and also
she
the
did
idea.
do Wonder Woman 1984.
Also
so
that.
bad. It's so bad.
And they made my boy Pedro be in that movie. Although he probably took a fat paycheck.
He
and
did.
he was probably like, okay, I'll do this if you let me do The Last of Us.
This movie is bad, but it could be better.
I love him. So like I absolutely love him so much. Like I think he is my celebrity
Rowan.
crush. Like I absolutely adore him.
Me too.
Like he is
I
like
think he's
living
great.
he's living
Yeah.
his best life. I love how delightfully weird he is. I'm like,
I hope him and Vanessa Kirby are actually like a couple because I
And, like,
really like the both of them. And they're both very attractive. And I
I
just
don't know what I'm. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna do if he turns out to be like.
Oh my god, that would suck, right?
If he turns out to be garbage,
That's worse than Michael Jackson. Yeah.
it might be. Like I
Yeah.
don't think
I
I
think
could take
so.
it.
Yeah.
I don't think I could take it if he turns out to be garbage. I hope he's not a horrible human being.
No, because,
So
like,
far, I believe he is not.
it
And
would
that's what I've
seem
heard.
he's not.
Everything
would
I've heard, he
seem.
is not, and I hope to God he is not because I love
Fuck.
him so
But
much.
goddamn. And like if he is, then fuck him. Like, get
Well,
fucked. Fuck off.
Right.
Fuck off.
I'm gonna be so mad and so
yeah.
upset because I
But,
absolutely adore him.
I will be devastated.
Heartbroken.
I was
Yeah.
I was devastated when it turned out Louis C.K. is a fucking monster.
Gross. Yeah,
Yeah.
that wasn't fun either. But like, if Pedro turns out to be
Yeah.
a horrible human, like my heart will break.
Yeah,
That-
I really don't think he is.
I don't think he
and I hope not.
At
But
this point,
again,
God.
everybody
but
could kind
again-
of, I don't believe anymore. Like I've lost all faith. I'm like,
Right. So
anybody
that's a good
could
place to
be
start.
horrible.
Yes. That's
Because
the thing.
like there's just too many.
Right. So if he is,
If he is,
get
fuck
fucked.
it.
Fuck you. Fuck off. But
Break my heart.
until then, big
He's
fan,
awesome.
Pedro. Come on the show.
Come on the show. Come on
Prove
the
me
show.
wrong. Debate me, coward.
I absolutely love him. Yeah, so I'm like, please don't.
Okay. Well, on that
Pedro
note,
Pascal is awesome. Change
He
my
is awesome.
mind.
Fight me.
okay, that's it. That's the end of the stream.
That's it.
We're fucking
Okay.
done. We're done.
Recording stuff.